Leeds.
All I want to do is do it. Pico, pico. How you doing, guys and girls? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Imagine Not Being Leeds. Missing football already. Yeah, thought I'd do something a bit different. I'm not going to do content for the sake of it, I promise that. I just fancied coming on for a bit of a chat tonight. And I thought, what better than just acting a bit of a fool like I am? Ask me anything you want. No holds barred. Anything you want, go for it. Let's have a chat about football. Let's have a chat about life. Let's have a laugh. Let's have a giggle. Saturday night, the missus is snoring her head off up there, bless her. The kids are asleep, and I'm still full of energy. I won't lie. It's been a nice day, apart from my son's football team getting hammered 8-1, which was a bit of a shocker. Fuming. But, yeah, brilliant. So, yeah, get some questions in, and we'll have a chat about stuff. But yeah, please stick a like on the video. Please subscribe if you're new here. I've got memberships in the description below if you want to check them out. Join us WhatsApp group. Have a good laugh on there on the daily. There might be a few people in now who can vouch for that. But yeah, it's a good group to be part of. So let me know if you want to do that too. But yeah, let me get into some of these questions. I feel a bit odd doing this, but I just thought, sod it. Let's have a laugh on a Saturday night. Yeah? So my mate Joshua, he's a young lad I speak to on the daily through Facebook. He's messaged me a couple on Facebook Messenger, so I'm going to get through with these. So he said, what's your favourite player this season in this league? Who's been my favourite player in the league this season? Joshua, it's been Dan James, my player of the season. Has to be a Leeds player, but Dan James is my favourite player currently, and he has been the best player of the season. What has been your favourite part of the season? And what would be the part of the season you would change if you could, and why, mate? Great question, buddy. Favourite part of the season? Well, probably, to be fair, some people might think I'm going to say when we hammered Millwall, but no, I'd say best part of the season were those back-to-back games against Sheffield United and Sunderland. I'd say when we came back from being a goal down in both games and scored dramatic wins. Obviously, outside that, the last few weeks were phenomenal. The last Monday, were unreal. But in terms of football, that week, those back-to-back wins were something that stands out to me. Sunderland at home and Sheffield United away. But if I'm honest, Joshua, mate, the season's been full of memorable moments. It's hard to actually pinpoint one moment, really. It's been class. And the bits I'd change would be the Millwall defeats in the FA Cup and the away defeat at Millwall as well in the league. That really pissed me off. And yeah, I ranted quite a bit about that. So yeah, any drop points were bad this season. You see me rant with Priestley after the Swansea game at home as well when we drew. But probably the Millwall losses annoyed me more than anything this season. They'd be the bits I've changed. Don't give Millwall any points. Yeah. So that bits I've changed, pal. Mark Sutherland, my work buddy, have you done your first day course yet? Said to Mrs. when I put this question out, I thought if Sub's here, I know what he's going to ask me. No, mate, I haven't. And unless you send me a new link, I'm not doing it either, pal. I refuse. But then if you send me a new link, I'll probably refuse. Send me it 3 times. Don't care about doing this course for work. Done that many of them over years. No. Aop Eddie from Rusty Tink and Leeds. I might, just in case I can't get on here later. Question 1, who is your favourite Leeds player during your lifetime? The one that stands out, I really love Viduka back in there. And there's been some belters on there. I think Rafinha's the best I've ever seen at Leeds in my time, but I'd say my favourite players are Olivier Decor, mate. Those Champions League nights that I didn't go to, watching them on the TV. But yeah, Olivier Decor was my favourite player as a kid, and yeah, he's right up there, mate, for me. He's probably one that always brings to mind when someone asks me a favourite player of all time. In my lifetime, it has to be. I don't remember. I was born in 87. I don't remember the good early 90s. They passed me by. My best memories of that are really that David O'Leary era. So yeah, Olivier Decor, a massive part of that, buddy. I loved him. Matthew says, Danny, who is your favourite work colleague? I'll have to say Mark Sutherland. Mark Sutherland. He's a class lad, to be fair. I do love Mark. He's a big friend of mine. Matthew, what was your favourite fruit growing up? It's just a piss take, mate. It wasn't clementines. Favourite fruit, mate? It's got to be banana. It's got to be banana, mate. And if it's green, I don't want to know it. It's got to be just turning, it's got to start turning brown as a banana, mate, as the skin. A banana. Do you prefer a nice kebab or a nice curry? A curry, mate. A curry every day a week. Not massive fan of a kebab, but yeah, a curry out for a nice Indian's is decent, mate. LFC passion out, Callum. What's your future plans for YouTube going forward? It's a bit of a difficult question, that, Callum. Because I don't, you know me, I don't take things too seriously, to be fair. It's mad how the channel's grown in 7 months. It's actually mental, to be fair. You know how I feel about it. I'm humbled by it and quite shocked it's done so well, really. But it's hard to really say because, like I say, I don't think too much ahead. I sort of do just live in the moment, and I don't really know what's happening tomorrow, to be honest. But when it comes to YouTube channel, I want it to keep growing. Obviously, I want it to get bigger and better. I want to be able to upgrade my equipment. I'm on our lass's old work laptop. I've got a 40 quid webcam and a 40 quid mic. Do you know what I mean? I don't have loads of expendable money where I can just pump into stuff like some people can. So like I sort of like go along on a wing and a prayer, really, and I think I do just about enough. So I probably upgrade equipment as it gets bigger. Obviously, I wanna get the late night Leeds ladies as a sort of mainstay on the channel, Paul. That's a massive driving force of mine. I'm in constant chats with the girls, with the ladies, to get that going. A few problems here and there, things that couldn't be avoided really have hampered the start of it, but they're still I'm still driven to get that going. Whether it had been the 3 that did the first episode or we'd have moved on from that, but luckily after chats with Becky and others, it looks like we will be carrying on as we are, thank God. But in the new season, so we'll be starting that. So that's a massive driving force. I want the late night Leeds ladies to do well as well within this channel. I'm not against having different segments, different people on it as it grows. I would like to potentially speaking to people as well outside the Leeds sphere. My mate Sam, who was a big Leeds fan, obviously, was on the other week. He's been involved in television and stuff like that before. We've been speaking about, not major, but touched on maybe something mental health based. You know, that's a massive passion of mine as well. Is that something I'd love to, whether that stays, I'll always touch on it on this channel, but whether I can go more into that and maybe branch off into another channel potentially and do mental health stuff alongside this, I'm not too sure. I don't just want to, I think the mental health stuff is such a massive part of who I am, and I don't want to ever feel like it's conflicted with, even though it should always be able to be touched on with other fans from other sides or anybody. Obviously, mental health, anybody. It's not just Leeds. I don't want it to just be confined to this. So I always want to do ups and downs and stuff on this channel. But I'm thinking potentially going forward, you know, is a scope? Am I qualified enough? But am I good enough? And do I speak about it from the right space where people would want to listen to it rather than just being a part of this channel where, you know, I'm just a real guy and I speak about it and it does connect with people. The bits I've touched on mental health's gone really well, Callum, to be fair, but and you said that too. But is the space for me to be able to go do that separately as well and really, you know, spend a lot of time on that section? So that's something that's on my mind. But whether or not that comes to fruition, whether I'm you know, like I say, it's a difficult thing to talk about. So whether I'm even qualified enough or good enough to even sit down and have those conversations with people outside this channel, I don't know. I touch on it from time to time, as you know, because it's a massive passion of mine. As big as Leeds United is mental health awareness. I would love to do that, but whether it will ever happen, mate, I don't know. I don't really back myself enough to think about anything big like that. But that'd be massive, and I'm just sort of thinking, would I have to divert away because I don't want to be too heavy on here with that? Leeds United's already heavy enough when it comes to mental health, isn't it? I don't want to be too heavy on here, so I complement it with Leeds United, obviously, or Leeds United I complement it with touching on mental health from time to time, but without bogging people down who aren't interested in that stuff, which obviously it's not for everyone. So yeah, that's potentially on cards in future, buddy, but I'm not too sure at the minute. Basically, just keep having fun and don't overthink it, because I overthink a lot. Yeah, the link's in the chat as usual for my buddies, Callum at Passion for Leeds, there he is. My mate Sean at Wilco Whites and my mate Danny Rumsey, who's always in, mate. Thank you for being here. Who's your favourite dwarf? You bugger, red dwarf. Smash a like and subscribe, please, says Danny. Yeah, man. It's nice to see our regulars in, man. Thanks for being in today. Bit of a different one, so I appreciate anyone who's in that day. Just thought crack. Hey up, Cockers. Hey up, Robbo. Mike, evening, Matty. What is the best goal you have seen live? Not necessarily Leeds. Oof, great question. I'm ready for that one. Best goal live. It's a really difficult one, that, mate. Just to get me on the spot like that. I admit, this is going to sound so random because there's probably more, but one that stands out is, remember that Decora goal a few years back when he volleyed it from outside box? I can't remember who it was against now. Saw that live. Went with a mate from work. That would a belter. There'll be more. But as you know, I've only been an Ellen Road regular for the last 3 seasons, and then other than that, it's just been sporadic games as and when. I've been the biggest armchair fan all my life. Huge armchair fan. Ridiculous. But only gone to games religiously for the last 3 years. So yeah, I'd say I remember going that Decora goal were massive. I remember that. That really stands out. But there'll have been more in there, obviously. Yeah, Rusty Tin can go, just going back to that. Who's your favourite away ground? I've only been to 2 away games, mate. Middlesbrough this season and Reading about 12 years ago. So I will say Middlesbrough because it's recent in memory, mate, and it was class. But I know there's so many great stadiums, so many great away days that my pal Danny from Garforth Whites has had. What I will say is we'll revisit that at the end of next season because I'm anticipating to get to, you know, not loads of away games, but the chance and opportunity to get to away games next season through the Garforth Whites is quite high. They told me they'll try and guarantee me a ticket for Scum away, which is massive. So I'm hoping to get to maybe 3 or 4 away games next season in the Prem, obviously. So I reckon I'll have a different answer for that in 12 months' time. Or maybe obviously a lot sooner than that. LUFC, Priestley, who would win one gorilla on 100 men? One gorilla, I think, pal. One gorilla would beat 100 men because you can't get 100 men all round a gorilla at once. There's going to be 8 men round the gorilla initially. By the time he's ripped through them, there'll have been umpteen people run off, and there'll be a few left. Nah, gorilla wins every day a week. A gorilla, 100%, buddy. I like that question though. It's been doing rounds on it. What's your favourite Leeds United shirt, Maya? It's a mad one because some absolute belters. In terms of current, like recent kits, I really like the away one. What's behind me from the season? I thought they did that really well. I really like the away blue Strongbow kit, which is rumoured to be coming back next season for the away kit. The one, you know, the Viduka away at Arsenal, that blue and yellow. I really like that one. But I'm into retro kits massively. Any at tops from early 90s, I really like them. Mid 90s as well. I've got a few of them. I'm collecting a few retro kits, but if I'm honest, I really like the away kits. The blue and green stripe. I really liked how we revamped that first year in Prem as well. I thought we did that justice as well. The old Yaboa one that I always remember him wearing. So yeah, I'm really into retro kits. So old school. So obviously when they brought that away one back this year, Paul with the smiley badge on, that just ticked everyone's box out, didn't it? And record numbers sold, and I hope they nail, you know, that away jersey again this coming season, because they need to really commercially. They need to keep breaking records off the pitch just like they have been on the field. Stephen Robbo, can I buy one of those bucket hats? To be fair, Robbo, if you really want one, mate, I can speak to my mate Danny at Garforth Whites. I don't see why not. I'm not too sure. I mean, I got given this. I don't know if that's because I'm a member at Garforth Whites. I don't know if that's just because Danny loves me. I love you too, Danny Dove. But I can have a word with him and see. I'm sure you can buy them, mate. 100%. It's nice, isn't it? It's really smart, that though. Really nice. I look an absolute tool. I don't suit hats at all. But yeah, ripping it for Garforth Whites. Really good group of people. What's your favourite Leeds song? Mine that I've done on this channel. Oh, have you heard of Paul Wilson, who does like parody songs? I really like some of his stuff. But it takes, you know, popular songs and revamps them. But in terms of Leeds United, mate, it is literally marching on together. It is marching on together. But I tell you what, when it comes to the celebrations after Ellen Road and did I predict a riot? All the players who we've got, you know, the Tanaka. We'll start saying about Ayo Tanaka. So many good ones. I feel like out of everybody, with a club that's got so many anthems now, obviously Marching On Together is the best. Don't care what any scouse wants to say about You'll Never Walk Alone or whatever else it is out there. I don't want to wear it. Marching On Together is by far the best in world football for me. What an anthem that is to come out to. I love how we play strings for Yasmin as well before that even starts, just to get those airs up back in next, standing up, and then like say we win a game, and then you've got I Predict to Right coming on. It's just class. It's absolutely class. The anthems we've got as a club, Paul, are just unreal. But Marching On Together, I mean, I listen to that just in car, don't wait at work and stuff. For me, like it's just, I love it. I love it. I had Marching On Together played at my wedding when we were walking back down house. So we got married, turned round, walked back down the aisle, and Marching Together were played as me and the missus walked down the aisle. That's just the way I am. It'll be played at my funeral. Obviously, I won't be there to witness it, but I want to play at my funeral as Academy Coffin out in the whole shebang. Don't even talk, just play that over and over on loop. It's the anthem to my life, Marching Together, I think. My question for you: am I a legend in your eyes, Russ? Mate, you're my legend, pal. I think you're a class bloke, 100%. I absolutely love you to bits, Russ. Solid earth, you buddy. Solid earth. Whatever that even means, but I know it's a good thing, pal. Earth, salt, Russ, brilliant. Always everybody saying we are down when we don't know how we will be singing. Why is everybody saying we are down when we don't know who we will be signing? David Parson, I assume that means. I think just based on the logic of the last couple of years, the three that go up are the three that goes down. So recent memory, you look at that and you go, right, it's going to be hard. We're definitely not going to go up and finish ninth. I don't believe, David. I hope I'm wrong, but it could also be, bad for us in the long run, like you were first time round. But I think it just based on that, really. And when you look at the PSR stuff, when you look at technically, we're probably going to have to sell a couple to bring more money in. It's just designed, the whole system, David, is designed for the teams to go up, to struggle. It's a flaw in the system. It's just how it's designed now. And the only way it's going to change, I think, is if the majority vote against it, and that's not going to happen. You're not going to get a West Ham, an Everton, a Brentford owner signing a document to say, yeah, we want Leeds United to have the same amount of money as us, the same amount of losses as us, so they can compete. They're not going to happen. So it's rigged to a degree, David, to make it tougher for the promoted side. So that's probably why people are saying, but don't get me wrong, I don't think many Leeds fans are saying we'll go down. I think a lot of, opposition fans, now we've got up and they can't see Leeds are falling apart again. They can't wait for us to fail. So it's the easiest thing to say Leeds are going to go down. We know it's going to be tough. I don't believe we'll go down. And I think a lot of Leeds fans think we can stay up. But it is going to be tough, mate, for those reasons I've said. Are you there, Matty? Or are you getting toilet roll? I'm getting beaten up by missus for getting wrong toilet roll. Nah, it's class. I've been a bit daft lately, and my TikTok sort of growing. And I, you know what it is? I just like this is just the way I am. I'm just an absolute tool. Best way to describe me. I don't take myself too seriously at all. I have me down days. I'm either really up or I can be really down on one of them. But I'm more up than down. Do you know what I mean? It's like 6 days. I'm quite 5 or 6, and then 1 or 2 I can have me down days. But I put a face on so no one really knows it. I'm just a bit quieter than normal. But I'm sort of showing I just thought I'll just show my daft side on short clips and stuff. I sort of post on TikTok now that I think's remotely funny. I'll post on here too, just to keep you guys entertained and that, because I don't like the term content creator. I'm just a guy that just talks about Leeds United online. But I suppose you are putting content out there, and I want to make people laugh ultimately. Because let's be fair, I don't know that much about football. I just give you my opinion. But I know I'm a daft sod, and I know I'm relatable in that sense. Because speaking to lads and that, I've got obviously members on here now who are good friends who I speak to on the daily and stuff. And you speak to someone, and we just, as men, we're just daft, aren't we? We don't take ourselves too seriously. We have our struggles. We try and hold everything together for family, but ultimately we are just big kids, aren't we? All we want to do really is go to work, provide for his family, and then just watch football, drink beer, have a laugh with lads, and make yourself look a bit of a tit. And if you can live like that, then you're not doing too bad here. So I'm sort of showing myself more and more in little snippets on here, which people seem to be enjoying, which is good, because I was a bit worried at first putting it out there and thinking it's going to conflict, and people who like the Leeds United stuff aren't going to like that. But I sort of look at it now and think, you watch this probably because you think I'm a bit of a tool. You don't watch it to hear what Matty's got to say about Leeds United too much, because everybody else out there knows more than me. Let's be fair. Let's be honest. It probably is just the fact I'm a little bit different that you don't mind watching. So I might as well show you a bit more because I enjoy it. I enjoy that side of stuff. When we get beat 3 or 4 in the Premier League, Danny, I don't think so. It's a hard nip because that raw emotion, probably, yeah. But right now, sitting here, I'm expecting it. I weren't expecting this season to get beat at Millwall. I weren't expecting to go to Portsmouth and get beat 1-0. Yeah, I thought it might be tough games. But like this season, before we kicked the ball, I didn't think we'd win every game. No, but when you're on game day and you look at us players and you know what form, I don't expect us to lose that game each game day. But ultimately, I'm saying we won't get beat all season, which is ridiculous as well. So obviously, there's going to be blips even in this league. But the timings, the defeats, some of the late goals we conceded, like that at Swansea at home for that draw this season, it really bugged me. But obviously, 100-point season, it's been great. It's only been a few meltdowns. There could be loads if I lose my head. Every drop point in Prem, I'll be losing my head every week, and nobody will watch that. Or to be fair, people might. I don't know, but I don't know, mate. I'll just be honest. If I'm pissed off, you'll know it. Before the season, before we kick a ball, I would say I aren't going to be as impacted by the results. I hope not, because I don't want to be a miserable fucker for 12 months. I really don't, because I've loved these last 2 years. It's really picked me up out of my shit state I was 2.5, 3 years ago. It's really lifted me going to Leeds, seeing Priestley, winning games every week. It's been a ace. Last 2 years have been class, and having this channel for the last 7 months boosting morale even more for me. So I'm hoping it's not just loss after loss after loss. I really hope it isn't, but I'm sort of expecting it to be some like that, or a lot of draws mixed with losses, mixed with odd win. It's not going to be no like this season, but yeah, I'm hoping I can get over it, pal, because it's going to be a struggle, isn't it? How are we going to keep our shit together in the Prem when we go? We'll 6. Yeah, that's it, buddy. Yeah, we lost it completely. We had a couple of draws in the Champo. Yep, me too. But that was me, Martin. You just described me in a nutshell there with a couple of draws in Champo. I did lose it. I've got to hope we don't go 6 games, a 6-game losing streak. Let's hope there's a couple of draws in there at least. But yeah, honestly, I couldn't tell you. I think we've just got to taper his expectations, haven't we? I mean, I'm expecting runs similar to that. 4 or 5 losses maybe in a row. Maybe 6 or 7 without a win. But like you say, I'd like to think there's not 6, 7 in a row of losses. Let's get a couple of wins or a couple of draws in there. But we ain't going to get no runs together like I've had this season. 20-game unbeaten runs and even 3 or 4-game unbeaten runs. They're massive. If you can get them in Premier League when you're a newly promoted side, it's going to be quite dark in it. But ultimately, we've only been better than 3 sides, and I think 2 of them are going to be fairly easy to be better than. Don't want to be biased, but I do. I think we'll be miles better than Burnley. And ever comes up through playoffs, I think we're miles better than them. It's just, can we be better than a West Ham, an Everton, a Brentford, a Palace? I don't know. Whoever's going to be down there next season, can we be better than one of them too? I think so. What's more important, signing Solomon or getting a 10-9 keeper? Solomon feels massive right now, because I think if we can get him for 15 to 20 million, I think the quality he's got and the way he's playing right now, I think you may have to pay more for a guaranteed Premier League successful winger, if you get me. So Solomon's a priority, but for me, the number one priority is goalkeeper. That is numero uno for me. Although a 9 and a 10, I mean, all of them are priority, Tom. They're all priority, and we've got plenty of time to get them all sorted. But like, a keeper would be I think Solomon's got a bit first signing before anyone sniffs around him. You've got to get that done probably first. But a keeper feels the most important position for me. We need a keeper in there that's Darlow was serviceable. Darlow came in and did the basics right. I feel like we need a top draw keeper, not only to be serviceable and do all the basics right, but I feel like we need a keeper who's going to win us points. Because in Premier League, we're going to be nowhere near as good defensively. So it'd be nice if his keeper could save a penalty now and again, could save a world. He could tip a shot round post that he had no right to save. Because Melier don't do that. We haven't really had that. We've had serviceable, saved 1 or 2 shots that he should save and not made a mistake in Darlow, or cost us out in between 8 and 15 points Melier, without really saving as many points in the last 4 or 5 years. He's had some all right games, but very few and far between. So I'm hoping it's a decent keeper, not just a serviceable one. Yeah, he is. Danny, evening, mate. Miss you already. What a fantastic cat, if you don't say so yourself. It is, buddy. But yeah, I don't know if you can buy these. You might have already said in chat. I'll get to it when I do. But yeah, my mate wants to buy one of these, buddy, if that's possible. How you going? X Factor, Britain's Got Talent. Not again, mate. Not again. Done that once before, and yeah, wore the t-shirt. No, I'm such a wet lettuce, me. I'm so green behind here. So when I went to X Factor, this one, Old Trafford, it was awful. Got to meet Dermot O'Leary though, which were quite good. But yeah, I went to X Factor auditions, and I remember I didn't get through anywhere. It was funny because I went with our kid, my little brother, right, and yeah, he can't really sing either. Could hold a tune like me, I suppose, but yeah, I think on X Factor you've either got to be brilliant or good looking if you're crap, not just like Mr. Average here. Just just average singer, just normal guy. Just not gonna work. Or you've got to be really, really, really shit and entertaining. And I just fell in just a mediocre bracket, I guess. But like, they called my number out, so I go down and I sing, and they're like, they didn't even like speak. They just, you know what we're looking for. Come back next year. There's potential. So that was it. And they called our kid's number out, right? And we're sat in chairs behind goals at Old Trafford, and our kid just goes, looks to his left, looks to his right, and just goes. And lays there like that, and they shout his number again, and then he just fucking stays laid down like that, and then they move on to the next number. He just gets up and walks out with me. He just straight up bottled it. And I was fuming, absolutely fuming. If I give me your number, I'll go again. But then I'd just been told no twice, which would have been really embarrassing. But no, not no more, mate. I don't like set up of it. I was there like 6-7 hours. You end up doing all shots outside to get the perfect picture, to make it look like, look at all these people, these 5,000 people here outside, and then, oh, look at them singing in front of Simon Cowell, load of shit. That wasn't even that audition. You've got to wait like 3 phases before there. So, too good for that show, mate. Too good. Who would you keep and who would you let go? I'd let go Bamford, although he's really good at guitar now, so I'm changing my mind. I'd let Bamford go. I'd keep Byram. Homegrown, I think, and all that shit. And the fact I love him and he's really good and serviceable and can come on and do 10-minute spells, can play early rounds at Cup. I'd let Melier go, sell Melier. There's a couple I'm like that. So obviously PSR stuff. If it's true that we need to sell players, I wouldn't cry if Joseph went. Although I think alone, because I actually think in a couple of years Joseph could be the one that got away if we end up selling him. Just got a niggle that he could come good in a couple of years. So young still, so talented, so young. Spain sees something in him, so I think there's a player there. But I've got a feeling you've got Joseph Strauch, a really, really high profit, loads of profit in them too. I think Gruev may go. They're the 3 I look at and think. I know Gruev in homegrown, full profit, so I should have said, but I look at them 3 and I think they're the 3 they might have to sacrifice. But in terms of myself, Bamford, Melier, definitely. I keep buying them. All the loan players I'd let go. But some people think keep JB and maybe keep Crew because he's still young. JB, giving him a loan out to a top end, better top end championship side. But outside that, that's probably it, mate, really. The rest of them I'd keep. Firpo, I want to keep Firpo too, buddy. I really want to keep Firpo. Really, really do. Top man, I'll tickle those likes for Matty. Yeah, please stick a like on and subscribe if you're new here. What are your Tash ticks going forward? I want the Tash back, to be fair. It was a trimming incident that went wrong. Left me with no Tash, so I'm fuming. Danny Dovey, me and Jamie will do a live in Sweden, mate, if you're doing the game. Oh, class, man, yeah. To be fair, what I could do with that is, even when you're in a boozer or something, I could always set up a live stream and just get you on your phone, and we'll do a live stream straight from Sweden, mate. Whether I'm doing a watch along for the game or not, I don't know. I might do, actually. I might do. You know me, I always want to do the games with kids are in bed. But actually, that watch along I did for Plymouth, everyone were in good moods and good spirits, and I didn't really care. Really, I wanted to. I just did it, and I actually made the stream. You said that, didn't you, Danny? Having kids who fritted in and out, they weren't in it permanently. It weren't a bad watch along, to be fair. So that sort of made me think I could do watch alongs going forward, even in Prem. When it's a 3 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday, I could do a watch along because I don't think anyone minded really that kids were in and out of video. It was quite nice. Everyone was sound about it. So that hasn't put me off now. So yeah, I could do, buddy. I could do. Have you got your lights on yet? Yeah. That was it, Forest. That was the one. Russ, that was the one, yeah. There'll have been more, There'll have been more, but that really stands out. I remember just being like, wow, what a goal. But I didn't rate him as a player, to be fair. But yeah, Nonto at Scum in 60s away end was in tatters. Oh mate, I bet it will. I bet it will, mate. Hopefully, I'll be in there watching something similar this season, buddy. Now then, Stevie, mate. Hope you're well, buddy. Hope you're well. It's not high, mate. It's guaranteed, mate. You're a legend, mate. You're a legend. Love it. Would you fight a gorilla to save Priestley or let the gorilla beat him? Says Danny Talks. I don't know, mate. Depends if you've won a game of football or not. I'm laid in darkness. Of course you are. You know what it is, mate? I'd probably tackle anyone or anything for my family or friends, mate. So I'd probably give it a go. But yeah, I think we'd both end up ripped to shreds. And let's be fair, if he wanted to chew us, mate, he'd be chewing for a long time. A bit of feeding us for months, wouldn't he? What is your bra size? Double D, like Pamela, mate. Double D. It's good job I can laugh at myself, innit? Couldn't have done this a few years ago, but like, yeah, sod it, man. Let's not take life too seriously. What's your first away in Prem that tops your list as a must? What's your first away in Prem that tops your list as a must? Scum away, mate. Scum away would just be unreal. I'd really like to do Newcastle away. Just because of their fan base. I've been to St James's Park as a rugby fan for Magic Weekend, and I love the stadium. So, like, off the bat, I mean, I know you said Spurs, didn't you, Danny? You said stadium's unreal. But Newcastle and Scum for me would be like, I'd love to do them too. Love to do them too. Yeah, that's it. The blue strongbow kit, Aisha. One of my favourites too. Yeah, I loved it. Don't see him with long sleeves anymore, do you? Back in day. Long sleeve shirts on mint. General, I don't think Solomon will stay. Who do you think we should buy? We'll link with a few, aren't we? We'll link that lad from Gladbach, I think it is. 28-year-old, can't remember his name. I went through it yesterday on Late Night Leeds. Looks a decent player. Winger-wise, if we can sign him, we're done, aren't we, on wingers? If we can sign him, we're done. The other three are sound for me because I think we've got Premier League wingers in Championship that, you know, they just need to step up that bit more, granted. But I think they are Premier League quality wingers, the four of them. But if Solomon goes, it's an hard one. I don't know. I really want Solomon to play to stay. But what I will say, Jeveral, I think that's how you say it. Is I wouldn't mind a left-footed winger as well. You know, if we were to lose Solomon, I wouldn't mind him going out there and getting a left-footed winger because currently we've got 4 right-footers. So if he doesn't stay, I'd like us to get a left-footed winger. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even like saying names sometimes because I believe when it comes to getting the best for your money, it's going to be out in Europe, you know. And I am going to be doing a bit of we're Late Night Leeds for next Friday. We're going to have a look at a bit of a scouting sort of look, and we're going to look at different divisions in different countries and have a look at some players that we think may suit Leeds United going forward. And I'm sure we'll come across some as we're doing his research for that. Look at me reading for the change. But yeah, ideally Solomon will stay. And I've just got a feeling, you know, we get Solomon. I know he's wrote that post today, which he doesn't say goodbye, but he does a little bit, but it doesn't make me think he's not coming back. I think if he ain't going to play at Tottenham, which I don't think he'll play at Spurs, even though they'll be shite, I think if he wants to stay in Premier League, Leeds are his best bet. If he ain't going to be at a side, you know, if he ain't going to be at a top 16 side, he might as well sign for Leeds. Hey up, Mr. Fahrenheit. Evening, Matt. My worst experience at Leeds was we lost 2-1 to Cheltenham. It was pissing down on 11,000 in crowd, and we were so bad with a shocking side. What's your worst Leeds match? Oh, that's awful, that, mate. That is awful. 11,000. My word. I remember getting beat about 10 years ago. Might have been something. I think I got beat 1-0 against Barnsley or something at Ellen Road. Just so when I got Welland Road and we get beat, it absolutely breaks me, mate. It absolutely breaks me. Watching them on telly get beat away, it hurts as well. But like when you're actually at the game at Ellen Road, it absolutely kills me. The Tottenham game at Ellen Road to get relegated. That last game, cemented relegation, that was bad. Like I say, I've only been going religiously the last 3 years, gaming, you know, week in, week out to every game. Before that's just been sporadic games, 2 or 3 games a season. But, you know, I've always done all right in terms of going to games. We don't tend to lose many. I mean, like I say, last 3 years that Premier League season were bad, but before that, the odd games I went to, 2 or 3 a year. I didn't go to many what we lost, to be honest. We usually come out with a draw or a win, but that Tottenham game to get relegated felt bad. Although walking out, I said to Priestley, I'm confident we'll have a good year next year, which we did. The game where Bielsa got sacked, was it City or was that Tottenham too? I mean Tottenham. You have to let me know. But it was a top side. We got thumped in that. I remember how that felt. And then news filtered through that Bielsa got sacked. That would have baddened, mate. But yeah, there's some bad ones in there. But like I say, any loss I go to, me, it absolutely kills me. Absolutely kills me. In my opinion, nobody has to be qualified to talk about mental health. The more people that talk openly, the better it does help. You're doing a great job. Keep people aware of mental health. Cheers, Skip, man. You're a legend. Thanks for that, pal. Thanks for that, mate. Much appreciated. Love that, buddy. I can get you one, Matty, but yeah, it was a gift of love. You're a good one, Danny. You're good. Let me know how much it is, mate, and I'll pass it on to my mate. Matty, you look like a young Ken Dodd. Yeah, it says young in it. I don't care who you say. If it's saying young, I'll take it. Evening all. Hey up, Darren. Skip, great question. Where do you really realistically see Leeds United will be in the next 5 years? Realistically, yeah, I see us being a top 10 club in 5 years' time. I do. That might sound wild to some people, but yeah, I do. I think 5 years in Prem now, 5 seasons is good enough to build. Look at Villa. Within 5 years of being up, Villa are up there. Do I think we'll be a Champions League club? I aren't too sure, if I'm honest. But the way it's gone now, where those European spots filter down to like 6th and 7th place, and we get your cup run and this and that, you can end up with maybe 8 teams in Europe, can't you? A Europa Conference League position potentially fighting those out. It's hard to. I think it's hard to like sort of puncture through into that next bracket. But if anybody can outside the norm, it is Leeds for me, Skip. I think everything off the field looks great. But I'd say, to answer your question, I'd say a top 10 side. If Brighton can be up there, year after year, we've seen Brentford up there. If Bournemouth can have stints where they look like Forest now, why can't Leeds within 5 years? What I don't want to do is have a season a bit like under Bielsa, where it's like, really well, and then I want to see progression. I want to see look at Villa, look at Newcastle. I know there's money involved and stuff, but you can see progression where they're building, and they look now like they're capable of being in that bracket now, season after season. Yeah, they've got to sell the best players, but they spend it wisely. I want to be that side in 5 years where we're up there, mate, as a top 10 side, with an outside chance of a European place before we kick a ball at the beginning of the season. That's what the aim is. I mean, how good would it be as a Leeds fan to be touring Europe, to having these clubs come well Ellen Road, whether it is Conference League or not? European nights at Ellen Road, it'd be so special, wouldn't it? So that's the dream, in it. And I think 5 years isn't unrealistic, pal. I think if you were saying where we're going to be in a couple of years, I'd probably say 14th. I think we're going to be around there for a couple of years, but then after that, 4 or 5 years of that quality filtering through those players, that squad you're building. In 5 years' time, your bench should all be £20 million players, really, plus some decent youth players coming through. That you should have a quality rippling through that whole squad in 5 years' time. So yeah, that's where I think we'll be. If you could go back in time to watch a Leeds match, what match would you watch? I'd like to. I'd like to go back to European Cup that we got robbed in, just to sort of be there around that time, but that would obviously a very sore one. But I'd like to have been the Revy days. Really, I'm really jealous of those sort of times. I know I'd be a lot longer into if I am now, like if I were around for them. But I can't imagine how it must feel, and there might be people in chat now who can tell me, but I can't imagine how it must feel, Mark, to have been going to games consistently, being as passionate about Leeds as like I am now, or how we are, and be, the biggest and best club in Europe, the best club in England. I can't imagine how that must feel to actually be like the best team in England. I know there were, that early 90s where we had it as well. We won first division, but I like to think at Revy how dominant we were, how talented players were. To actually know we were like, we were cock of England, we were the best of the best. Like that era, rather than a specific game, that era would be class. I'd like to go back to January 3rd. Remember the date we beat the team with effing 8. I'd like to go back there as well, because obviously I weren't there. Away at Scum winning must be unbelievable. I'm hoping that happens this season when I go to the game. So that'd be one one I can remember, a recent one that, you know, I could sort of hang me out on and say, how good would that be? You know, go back to that one in the League One days in FA Cup and go beat Sir Alex Ferguson's scum. But yeah, era-wise, I'd say rather than a match, being the best of the best and following Leeds around the country, around the Europe must have been absolutely unreal. Must have been unreal. And this season's all yellow kit is fantastic, says Paul Brennan. Smiley yellow doesn't sell. How wrong the kit manufacturers are. It sells if your Leeds United broken our records, we'll be investing overall sales. Yeah, 100%. It's going to be interesting. To see what the kits are this season. I've heard, like you say, the away kit's model on that blue Strongbow kit. Home kit's obviously white, and I've heard the third kit is a black one, which I hope it's like black on black, because I love black clothing, and if it's a black logo with on a black, I absolutely love it. I've got a retro Leeds kit like that upstairs, well top. I'd love that, but the yellow kit, I don't think they're going to do it next season as well. But the yellow kit absolutely smashed all records, and I don't think it'll be too long until they bring another one out. They just won't milk it, will they? They're not going to do it every year, but they know it sells now, and I'm not sure if it was the yellow or it was the smiley badge. If we're honest, probably smiley badge that made it that popular, but they nailed it, didn't they? They nailed all kits, to be fair. For it, you know, you've got a bit of red on there with Red Bull, but the yellow kit smashed it, absolutely smashed it, where no one really gave a shit in the end, did they? Promoted with 100 points, who cares about a bit of red on a logo? I don't really. I don't know what will be in the next 5 minutes. Now, I'm sure you'd admit that, though, Steve. In the next 5 years, you know, you want to be pushing that top 10, don't you, at Prem on a consistent level, really, which I think we should do. Yeah, feeling positive for the up-and-coming season. Yeah, you've got to do, haven't you? I don't want to start off negative. So I've got to be positive. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. We're going to lose more games than we'll win, obviously. Wins are going to be scarce. But are we good enough to stay up? Yeah, we are, man. We are 100%. If anyone can break that mould, it's Leeds, man. I hope everyone is enjoying the close season and being linked with higher caliber players for our Premier League adventures. Michael, congrats with trying to scour the bargains for the Championship campaign. Yeah, it is nice. I mean, when you're looking at links, you know, there is some dodgy ones out there. Vardy and Phillips won't go away with it, but it's nice to know we're swimming in those waters again. We're fishing in those waters of, you know, we're mixing it with Premier League sides now, all going for a similar kind of play. Yeah, we're not top end Prem, no, but you know, we're not fishing around now for bargains and just try to build a good squad for the Championship. Like I say, there's players out there you don't have to spend loads on. I always say about Tanaka, but I don't think if you buy 5 or 6, you know, that sort of value of player, you're going to get many Tanakas out of them. He could be, you know, it's a bit of a one in a million, really, Tanaka, isn't he? So it's nice to be linked with players who are worth a decent amount of money. Not that guarantees you success, but you'd like to think it will. It's nice to see there's going to be a lot more quality coming at Ellen Road. You know, last time we were in Prem, we managed to get a young fella called Rafinha, didn't we? Who's gone on to be best player in the world this season. So yeah, I just hope we get it right, but I firmly believe we will, buddy. I firmly believe we will. You bought your the cheap stuff, so you could sneak a double decker in quality. Yeah. Honestly, I never take change at shop on money. I always just use my card, but she had a £5. Should take that £5 off its side. Yeah. And she moaned about quality at the toilet roll. What is the world coming to? Out of all the recently promoted sides, we should have the best chance to stay up. We have the biggest budget from self-generated income. Darren nailed it, man. 100%. Paul Brennan. Honestly, Matty, the toilet roll video was absolutely legendary. I couldn't stop laughing. What a hoot. Legend, brother. Love you a bit. I love you, man. Thank you. Thanks for that, yeah. If I've got something in my head, I'm just going to put it out there now. And I have a lot of things in my head, like, yeah, way too much stuff in my head. Undiagnosed ADHD, 100% here. I'm just a tool. 2 things to never scrimp on: work butts and arsewipe. Signings, Michael. I don't think it's entirely about a big budget, but more about being in the Prem and being able to offer that to best players. Bielsa also rejuvenated the profile of the club. So yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. That Bielsa there catapulted them back to, you know, sort of the world media, didn't it? We know how big Leeds United are, but when you're in Championship for 16 years, it sort of does dilute that down to the masses. Although, like I say, it doesn't to us Leeds fans, but yeah, 100%. It put us back up map. Those 3 years in Prem put us on map, so everybody knows about us now. You know, some young kid who was playing in, I don't know, France or wherever, they'll know about Bielsa, the Bielsa time. They'll know about the 3 years in Prem now. You know, they'll know we're a top side. a top club, sorry. We just need to prove we're a top side now, and 100%, mate. Just the fact that we're in Prem now, that will appeal to so many players. You know, there's, like I say, we're looking at that centre half at Marseille. He's playing champion. He plays in Europe now for Marseille. He's a captain of Marseille. Brilliant. Would he leave a European club to play for a non-European club in the Prem? Yes, Rafinha did it. Rafinha were playing in Europe for Rennes, and he left and played for Leeds United because Premier League lure is massive. So yeah, it's exciting times, Michael. Exciting times, pal. Mike, best goal I've seen live was Laetitia scored the goal again. Oh, mate, Laetitia, I loved him. He was one of my favourite players who obviously didn't play for Leeds. I love Laetitia. So every goal, what a worldie, wasn't it? I'm feeling positive we will stay up. Going to be tough. We have to be pragmatic, yeah, we do. And getting quality players will get Leeds United is all about. Yeah, I agree, Paul. I agree, mate. I just want us to stay up as long as we beat Man United. Yeah, let's be fair, David. When those fixtures come out, I think it's in June, innit? That's the fixture we're all looking for. It's a fixture we're all looking for. And you know what's funny? They make out they don't give a shit. Make out they don't care about us. I guarantee it's the exact fixture they're all looking at as well, scum. Guaranteed you. Every scum fan's looking when we're playing Leeds United. When have we got Leeds? Home and away, it doesn't matter. When have we got them? And they'll deny that, but it will be. The season we just had, absolutely outstanding. All those broken records, equaling them at the same time. Just unbelievable respect to Daniel Farke and the lads. Yeah, so true, Paul. So true, mate. I was looking at the league tables and Spurs scum all towards the bottom end. Leeds have to build consistent, sitting their easier games. Yeah, they do. It's difficult, isn't it? Because you look at that and it's very daunting. So daunting to look at, you know, those they are big clubs, they are huge clubs, you know, scum, they are an absolute, they're just dross out there. But in terms of the club, you can't tell me it's normal seeing them down in 15, 16 place. They've made a Europa Cup final. Them and Spurs, 16th, is it 15th and 16th in Premier League are both in the Europa League final. That's nuts. One of them's going to qualify for Champions League. And they're going to finish 15th, 16th. It's absolutely balmy. So it's so difficult because I expect them to not be down there next season. So then maybe it'll return to mean a couple of those at top end will drop down. Do we expect if Forest finish in Europe, are they going to be good enough to play some level of European football? If they do, in fact, make the grade and play in Premier League and still expect to be up there in top 10 again, I doubt it. They're going to fall down. How far they're going to fall? It's a madness really when you look at that Premier League table to see who would be the one that we jump over to secure survival. It's difficult. It really is. But exciting as well. I'm not fazed by it. I'm excited by it. Really excited by it, actually. Has anybody... no, they haven't. I'm a bit annoyed, to be fair. I won't lie, Andy. I'm a little bit annoyed. Anyone watching this or did ask to do the Ice Bucket Challenge, should have asked Danny Talksport. He messaged me after saying he'd done it. I didn't think he'd do it, so I didn't ask him. But no, nobody's done it. Text piss a bit. All it is a bit of water with some ice in it. And get it chucked over. Anyone here remember when Watford playoff tickets were on sale and X Factor auditions was at Ellen Road when it was on TV? They made out all the thousands were cute. Oh, really? In fact, I remember something about that, Eddie. Now you say that, buddy, I do. I have seen Bamford's interview, mate. You know what it is with Bamford, right? I went through a period of really, really just not liking him. It boiled my piss with some of the misses he were having, and I really fell out of love with him after loving him in Prem, and obviously before that. But when you hear him talk and when you see him, having a laugh and playing guitar, honestly, he's such a nice guy, isn't he? In that interview, yeah, I'd seen it when he was talking to his cousin. Was it Poppy? I think it was. Might be wrong with that. Might have just butchered the name. But we're talking to Mike Greller and whoever other bloke was for American TV, wasn't he? And yeah, really good interview, to be fair. And he wants to be at Leeds United next season, doesn't he? Watching that makes you think he's going to be a Leeds United player next season. But then again, what else can he say? Danny he ain't gonna say, well, I might be going, is this? But it definitely made it look like, well, of course he wants to play in Prem. And he thinks he'll be better in Prem, Danny. He thinks he'll be better in Prem than he won a Championship. Our quality keeper is a must, and we win. We need the white smoke to say we have Simon Mano. We do, Paul. He's found his forever home. I believe that too. I really do. And yeah, quality keepers needed. Who have you nominated for the Ice Bucket Challenge, and have they done it? Yeah, no, Richard Dean. I did all big boys. I did Joe. I did Joe Blackburn, Joe Wayman, all the Leeds Bros, Paul Leeds Therapy, my mate Billy South Stand Camel UFC over on TikTok. Did a few. I did a fair few. Did a few more. I've forgot to mention there, but did a few. I passed it on to my stepdaughter and her friend to make the list as long as I could. I thought it'd be a bit of fun. Obviously, a lot of them are playing in Creators Cup. Bit of mental health awareness, and yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that no one's done it. It's been a hot day. Last couple of days, it's been roasting. I were outside in paddling pool early with kids with hosepipe messing around and having a laugh and that. And you know, if I'd been asked to do Ice Bucket Challenge again, I'd have loved it because it's been red hot. So just get it done. Get anyone watching this, get it done. Anyone who's on their next videos, watching in chat, Joe Blackman, get them told. All the Leeds Bros, just say it to them, get it done. What are you scared of? Joseph Strauch sounds like an Austrian classical composer. It's Joseph Strauch. Your kids made that Plymouth stream. Oh, thank you. Hello, I'm here. Now they did. A few people said that Aisha, and it were really touching. To be fair, you got to think you do this, and you don't want any high pitched noises coming through, or any crying or fighting and falling out like kids do, and it to impact and put you off wanting to watch. But at that moment, I just thought, sod it, I don't care. Let's just do it and see how it goes. And the feedback I got was immense. They really are good kids, but you know what kids are like. They just turned 6, they're twins, they fight, they fall out. Siblings do, don't really want that to be putting you guys off. But yeah, thanks for that, Aisha. Again, it just cements the fact that this is a family channel. I'm massive on my family, massive on my friends, massive on this community that I'm building, and it's currently here now. It's absolutely fantastic, and my kids are a massive part of me, aren't they? So it is what it is. It is what it is. The part of me intro, my score predictions for every single vlog that I do when I'm going to Ellen Road. I get the twins predictions, and yeah, I love that you're just so welcoming with that stuff. Do you know what I mean? I ain't a polished professional outfit. I'm not, and I don't ever want to be, if I'm honest. That ain't me. So yeah, I love that you don't mind my kids and that being on them sometimes. It's class. Question for you, Matt. It says, Russ, we all know Farker is staying as manager. Get up. Say if he leaves after 10 games and there's a choice of Wilder or Lampard to replace him. Neither, mate. Give me each job. Neither, pal. Neither. I couldn't have either. No. Nah, Russ. You can't be doing that to me, pal. Nah, I'll fight the gorilla. I'll fight the gorilla instead, pal. I'll fight the gorilla. Who'd win? A gorilla or 100 Wilders with his moping face? No, mate, I'm not doing that one, buddy. That's a shocking question. I hope you're well. If Leeds ever reach a semi of a cup, could you contain yourself? No, mate, I couldn't. If it's FA Cup, Andy, I'll be beside myself, mate, because you know how I feel about FA Cup. I'll be saying to all everybody else about, hey, what are you getting excited for? You don't give a shit about FA Cup, do you? What you bothered for? No, don't be buying no tickets. You don't care. You don't care. What do you think will be the outcome for Harrison? Everton away would be a good match to go to. Looks like yeah, to be fair, Mark, it does. Yeah, in no stadium, it does. Harrison will come back. It will annoy me if he ain't straight out the door, because you'll see him in training videos and all that shit. I don't even want to see that. For me, he's not even a Leeds player anymore. So even see him in training gear will fucking annoy me. But there's a chance that might happen. I fully expect him to go back out though. I just hope Leeds aren't bothered about the money. Like, it's been at our place a long time now. Just get shut. If someone gives us $5 million for him, just take it and move on. There's other places to make money on. We don't need to be. Don't want to end up in a position where I haven't seen your video yet, Danny. I said I'd watch it tonight, and I haven't had a chance. Sorry, mate. I will watch it. You've done a buy, seat, keep, sell, loan, and all that, haven't you? And Harrison, you said to me, I don't know if you've said Harrison to stay, but you have said to me, haven't you, Danny, that you're scared Leeds will price people out of some players. I'm hoping that's not the case. Like with Meslier as well, how much the Leeds actually value Meslier? I'm hoping it's not much. I'm hoping they're not expecting 15 million from Meslier, 10. I'm hoping they're not. If someone offers 5 or 6, just take it. I don't want, we've been used to at Leeds United over the last few years of being a club that holds on to players too long. For me, Meslier has to go. Harrison needs to go. He's a bad smell, really. He just needs to go. So yeah, I don't think he stays at Everton though, Mark. I really don't. I think he comes back to Leeds. We'll probably see him in training videos, and then can we get shut? Just don't put too much value on him because he's not worth it in Premier. He's a Prem player for me. Your song on Leeds was okay, but I'm liking the latest one on Just Joe. Keeps on playing on his channel. I haven't seen it, mate. To be fair, which one's that? Yeah, I've not seen it. I haven't watched last few streams of Joe, to be fair. I need to get back on it. I saw he brought out his highlights from his day at the parade. The Prem has 38 games, top 6 beat us, so minus 12 games, leaves 26. You reckon top 6 beat us? Really? Home and away? I'd like to think there'd be a scalp in there, Stevie. I really do. I think there's got to be a scalp in there. Even if it's a couple of draws. I don't think we'll lose all 12 games. Who would have thought we'd have beat Man City away back in day with a man sent off? 13 home games of the 26 we need gives us 39 points. Of the final 13 away games, we draw 6 and lose 7 gives us 6 points. 39. If we end up on 45 points, you're laughing. I mean, I don't know where 45 points currently sits you in league, but it's pretty high up, I think, isn't it? You used to say 40 points kept you up. It's been a bit less than that lately, hasn't it? On the victory parade, 5th of May, there were pockets of Leeds content creators, and I thought you might have well synced up together. I did, mate. I seen Paul from Leeds Therapy. I saw JT, Joe, and Luke from Auto Know Better. In my vlog of the day, they were in that. A couple of pictures towards the end. I put them on. Joe didn't put me on his. Never mind, it's fine. But yeah, I seen them. I spent maybe half an hour around their area, mate, chatting to them and having a laugh and a bit of a dance and that. And yeah, that was nice. Nice to see them. It was even nicer for the people who came up to me. I had about 6 or 7 people come up to me and speak to me, which was really nice. I'll tell you this, listen to this, right? So I had a friend. Well, I've got a friend who, you know, Ollie. If anyone's seen my TikToks, I might even put the shorts on here. The lad had pranked with the parking ticket. So he's currently into drinking at all. He's a boxer, amateur boxer. He loves boxing. So he's quite into his fitness, right? He don't really drink. He's just turned 19. Lives a clean lifestyle to a degree. He's in Krakow for his uncle's stag do with his dad and all that. He felt right weird about going because he knows his dad's one of the lads and he ain't too sure what he's going to be like with his dad on beer. But anyway, he's gone. And he's left me loads of voice notes last night. His first night in Krakow. He's been shooting guns and that today. It looked pretty good. But he messaged me about 11:30 last night. I was in bed, so this morning I got it right. And he actually said to me, someone came up to him, a Polish guy came up to him yesterday, right, and says, "I've seen you on TikTok." And he went, "Oh, really?" He goes, I ain't really on TikTok. He went, "No, you're on somebody else, something about Leeds." And he went, "Imagine not being Leeds." And he went, "Yeah, imagine not being Leeds. I've seen you on Imagine Not Being Leeds TikTok." And this is just a Polish guy in Krakow, man. And he messaged me saying, "You've made it to Poland. You've made it to..." I thought, honestly, absolutely hilarious. And all I can assume is it's probably that parking ticket one because I've got Ollie in a few videos messing around in car on where work and stuff like, you know, with songs. I can't believe how young he is. Sometimes a song will come on radio and I'll say like, you know, were you even alive when this came out? And it turns out half the time he wasn't. But that one, obviously, he were in that quite a bit, that parking ticket one. And yeah, some Polish guy in Krakow's actually watched it and pulled him in a nightclub or in a bar last night. Absolutely incredible, man. Thought it were quite funny. You might be organised, Joe, but I'm not. Then he said, if I could go back to a game, it would be against Barcelona in the Champions League. Oof, yeah. Milan. Don Matteo, eh? The new Ellen Road redevelopment looks absolutely fantastic. The main stand and the cop look massive and impressive with all the facilities. Yeah, I didn't expect any stands to be bigger than East Stand, but they do look bigger than East Stand, don't they? Yeah, I can't wait for that. Is it going to take like 5 years to fully complete? Is it like 2030 when it's finally fully done? I'd like to see the Smiley Badge make a comeback and ditch the shield. What as a permanent fixture, Blinky Fish? Yeah, I mean, it's an hard minute because the badge you see now is just so symbolically United now. But yeah, the Smiley Badge, mate, it's the fan favourite, isn't it? I mean, some badges, the Peacock, we've had some banging badges. When you look back at all retro shirts, that we've changed it, you know, numerous times, haven't we? But yeah, that Smiley Badge is something special. It really is. 30 years ago, a manager always left a number 2 on the bench. Who's Farker's number 2? Yeah, I ain't got a clue. I ain't actually got a clue what his name is, pal, to be honest. Oh, Beto would have added an extra million to his value today with scoring. Yeah, I don't know how well he played, but I know he got a goal. I think attribute-wise is what we need, but is he good enough? We'll have to see, won't we? Is that for Ice Bucket Challenge, Joe? Yeah, mate, just get on it while it's still hot. While it's still hot, get on it, Joe. Before weather turns. Are we on a bit of a heat wave now going for? Have we got this for a while? Does anyone know? I haven't looked at weather. If we've got this for a while, Sam. But yeah, I thought you'd been a bit quiet on stream, pal. But I sent my form off today for Creators Cup. I don't know if you saw. Put myself down for a 2XL, which is awful because I always wear XL, but I'm terrified, right? Because I get these mystery kits through post. And depending on material, they are tight on me sometimes, like tight, spray painted on. There were no way would I risk in turning up at Creators Cup in an extra large, which should fit me. My Leeds tops are extra large. This is an extra large I'm wearing now, yeah. There's no way I'm turning up there and running around looking like I've been pulled into it with lard down my sides. Like, there's just no way. So I've had to go up to XL. So I'm a bit annoyed about that. That was a painful moment, but I am expecting to shave a few pounds off before that. Don't get me wrong. Although if you'd have seen me tea tonight, my Chinese, you'd have said, "What are you doing?" When the friendly match was announced, 30,000 tickets were sold in 2 days against Scum. Says it all. Come on, Leeds, yeah, man. So glad they're doing it where they're doing it as well. I don't think we sign us keep straight away. I think Mez starts going. See, Danny, if Mez starts that first game of the season, it'll be bedlam. It'll be absolute bedlam. Might know. Ice Bucket Challenge was a one-off. Never going to catch on again, sadly. Yeah, well, to be fair, I didn't realise, Martin, that it has caught on. I didn't realise when I looked to do it over there. I did it because I seen someone I know do it, and when I actually typed it in on TikTok, there were quite a few people doing it. But I don't think it's had the impact it had last time, mate. 100%. But I was surprised to see it is doing the rounds again. But yeah, maybe not to that level. But you're right. Again, I will get it once I finish organising El Clasico. Love that, Joe. Class, mate. Yeah, don't say that, Danny, about Mez, please. Premiership, more like our press. We just need to be a bit more clinical in front of goal. Yeah, mate. I think Pinner will do all right in Premier. That's my maybe outlandish sort of comment is I think Pinner might be better than people think. If you look at what Bamford did in Prem, why can't Pirro do something similar? Because let's be fair, no one expected Paddy. Remember that first game against Liverpool, and Bamford scored that goal, and they were like, "How the fuck has he done that away at Liverpool?" I didn't think Paddy would do that, and then he just went from strength to strength. And Villa away, absolutely smashed it. Incredible performance, the performance of his life. That 90 minutes. If he could ever live a game back, I would assume it'd be that one. He looked unreal, didn't he? Like Marco van Basten at times, he were unreal. For me, Pirro could maybe have a similar impact. Maybe not to that level. I expect him Pirro to get 17 goals. I'm not. But I think he might surprise a few people, you know. I really do. That interview with his cousin Poppy was a good listen. Patrick is a good lad, and it sounds as though he wants... Yeah, he does, doesn't he? He wants a crack at it. And if he's still here and he's injured, he probably will get some games. It's hard because you see him on parade and you have that moment end of season, and I don't want sentiment to creep in. It already has with Firpo. I really want Firpo to stay now. You know, I weren't asked before. I thought we can do better, which we can still do better. I actually want Firpo to be a Leeds player come end of season. Will come starting next season. I don't want to start thinking out of Paddy because all of a sudden you get in a position where you're like, well, you know, I like them all, I love them all, but you've got to upgrade. It needs vast improvement, does that squad? So for me, Paddy's had his chances, had his time, and his body doesn't hold up to it. And chances are, if he stays again, we'll end up with the same situation next year. That's the most likely outcome. But he's totally done a 360 for me, from not wanting to see him pull a shirt on and run onto Welland Road to jumping up and down and saying do, you know, like well on Bamford train this back end of the season. That's all credit to him because he did fantastic. You know, fantastic. I remember him away at Middlesbrough with class that day. So I can't knock him. He's been brilliant come end of it. Clem, hey up, mate. Hope you well. Definitely matter. Your channel is friendly. You're respectful to all opinions. Yeah, 100%, mate. Everyone in this chat knows more than me, mate. To be honest, I'm just one in front of a camera. But like I say, it's all opinions in it, and this is just my opinion. I get a lot of stuff wrong. A lot of people don't agree with me. But you can't shy away from other people's opinions. If we all thought same, how boring would it be? Absolutely atrocious. You're a side before self every time, Maya. Yeah, I am, Paul. I am, buddy. Thanks for that, mate. I am 100%. Can be a downfall sometimes, but you can't change who you are, can you, Paul? You can't. I'd let Harrison go on a free. I absolutely despise him. Well, then he shouldn't be allowed to even train, get shut ASAP. I agree, though, Paul, 100%. I bet you £20 we get Liverpool and Man City here. I think so, David. I honestly think we have Liverpool for this game. I just feel like they'll do it. Champions v Champions like they did last time. Leeds United to sell Willie Nonto as PSR red flag emerges at Ellen Road. Yeah, I've seen that title as well. That headline says, could he be the one that goes if need be? I think he'd get the biggest fee. I think him and Strauch and Joseph. I think he'd get the biggest fee out of any of them. But let's hope it doesn't happen. I want Willie Nonto to stay. And I think he's got a right season coming as Nonto. I agree, mate. Please ship him straight back out. Hoping by the time we play Scum in the Premiership, we have a team that beats them. Will be a great feel-good factor. Yeah, me too, Richard. Me too. 45 points this season so far would have been 14 for Early. Well, my earlier comment on point was, fans expect us to lose the top six. I don't. The rest was try. Right, okay. Yeah, I get the rest of them, mate. Yeah. I was a bit surprised when I said that, to be fair, because I know you're a very confident player, person. You'll back the boys to probably get a few scouts, won't you? I think we will as well. I think there'll be a few scouts in there, mate. Hey up you all, hope you're well, mate. Hope you're doing well. How tall are you, Matty? Saw a video of you in the parade and you looked a few heads taller than the others. Just under 6'3", 6'2" and 3/4. I've seen Joe Wayman a few times saying another giant. Well, he's not quite a giant, but taller than the norm. He's Matty from Imagine Not Being League. So I think that's just Josie. I was very surprised at Joe, to be fair. He's quite short. And then JT's even shorter. JT was like a borrower, sat on Joe's shoulder. It was funny. Lovely guy, though, by the way. Mint. But yeah, I'm just under 6'3". It's mad because my nephew, it's our lass's family, Jacob. He's 13, right? And it's just edged over 6'4" now. Just gone over 6'4" and a bit. Size 13 trainer. It's mad because obviously he's tall and it's only just past me at Christmas, but he's just growing at such a freakish rate where he's going to be like fucking 6'9" or something. But yeah, we've got a 13-year-old in our family. Like I say, he's not a blood relative of mine. He's our lass's nephew. I love him a bit, but 6'4" and a bit at 13 years of age. So yeah, I'm usually the tallest. One of the tallest usually in most settings, although it's not freakish as tall as it, 6'2" and a bit. It's not massive. Normally, I'm fairly tall compared to others. And then my 13-year-old nephew walks in the house and dwarfs me, which is very humbling experience because he's a fucking big lad. Good job he's a softie at heart, like, because, yeah, he'd probably knack me at 13, which would be a all new low. What would Joseph be worth in the transfer? Andy, I think around 12. Which is what, I don't know if I'm saying that because that's what I've heard and that's what I've been touted, but I think 12. I think 12's a decent fee for potential, but it could be in a couple of years seem an awful fee. Do you know what I mean? Because it could be worth a lot more than that. I think if he'd have had the season we all hoped for and maybe thought he'd have, it'd have probably been around 20. But I think you're buying potential. But I think to put him at 15 or above, which maybe is in Manor Solomon bracket and other different positions, but I think that'd be a bit crazy. I think under 10 would seem too little. I think around the 12, 13 million mark, and not euros either, actual pounds, I think it's probably fair. But I honestly believe a loan and watch him fly if he's at a decent loan, a decent side playing football on a regular basis. I don't think he's far away from clicking the match. We've said a lot of times this season, just needs a goal. Never seemed to sort of come that consistent performance, did it, off him? And as soon as he sort of lost his place to Pirro, he could never really do it off at bench like Pirro were doing off at bench to win his shirt originally. But yeah, I think 12. I think that's probably fair, buddy. He's 5'2". Popping off to stream. I'll watch the rest in the morning. Yeah, no worries, Joe. Thanks for that, buddy. Thanks for letting everyone know you're off streaming, mate, as well. You know what I mean? Stealing crowd. Nah, hope you're well, buddy. No sentiment this season, please, Leeds. Yeah, I mean, Blinky Fish. How do you feel about Firpo? Because we're not Sentiment FC, 100%. We're not. Firpo, I really want to stay now, but then again, I don't know if that's down to sentiment. I don't know if that's just, You either back a player or you don't, do you? And I'm sort of looking at Firpo thinking, yeah, I back him to do well, just like I back Pirro to do well. But what I will say is Pirro very much similar to Firpo. I wouldn't want them not to have a really, really good player, not even behind them, like side by side. I'd want them to bring someone in maybe better than Firpo, or at least, you know, at a decent level. I wouldn't want Firpo and a Byram sort of player who's only there for backup for injuries or suspensions. I want someone who's as good, if not better. Same with Pirro up front. Someone who's as good, if not better, and they can complement each other and push each other and drive each other forward to a really good season. But yeah, sentiment, you can't really do it. We've done it before, it hasn't worked. But it is hard. It is hard for us fans as well, because we do have us favourites, don't we? But I think the 49ers, as much as they love the current crop and, you know, they'll look after them while they're there, I do think they'll be more ruthless than any sort of ownership we've had previous. Would you take Calvin Phillips back? Stephen, it's such a weird one, this, mate. It's such a big talking point, isn't it? Because it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. Because I think the 49ers will see it as a good move in terms of, I think if they actually listen to social media, they'll know fans aren't really asked for it happening. I think there were talk of before they got Farker, when they first come in power, that they looked to getting Bielsa back, knowing fans would probably love that. I don't know how true that is. I'm sure that was a story. I think if we'd have gone up via Wembley last season, I believe he'd be here now with Phillips. He'd already played for us this season. I genuinely think he'd have signed. If we'd have gone, he would not have gone to Ipswich. He'd have been a Leeds player last season, I believe. I think as a romantic story, it works. I think for Phillips, it works. I think for Leeds United, it could work. It could work. But for me, there's better value out there. There's more certainties out there when you're looking, you know. Let's put it this way. I'd rather have Sean Longstaff, I think, than Calvin Phillips, which might sound crazy to people. And I love Calvin Phillips. And I think if he were to come in and play at that level we had him at before, brilliant. I'd have him over Longstaff. I'd have him over anybody, to be fair. But I don't know if that's what we're going to get. I don't think we need that profile as well, if I won't lie. I think we need a more box-to-box sort of 8. Someone like Rothwell, but better. Someone who can get goals. Someone who can break forward. Someone who may potentially be able to play 8 and 10. Be able to play both roles. I think if we're keeping Gruev, which I think we might do. I also think if someone comes in with 12, 13, 14 million for Gruev, he could go. He could be the sacrificial lamb, potentially. But let's just say, for argument's sake, Rothwell's gone. And we keep Gruev, Ampadu and Tanaka. I don't think we need a Calvin. I just don't. The profile for me don't work. So for me, you need a box crashing 8 who can maybe play 10. Adam and Late Night Leeds, my good mate Adam, he thinks someone like a Souček potentially could even play it as a 10, but he's notoriously an 8. Someone like him, someone who can get forward, get goals, can drive with the ball. That's not really Phillips' game. I don't think we need that profile. But what I will say, and I've always said it, Phillips will only play to the top of his game. Whatever that ceiling is now, he'll only reach that at Leeds United. Because I feel like as soon as he left Leeds United, the love for football sort of went in him. I genuinely believe that. You know, I feel like he fell out of love with gaming the last couple of years. Some players only ever have that one coach, that one manager who gets the best out of them. We've seen that with Paddy as well. He's struggled since Bielsa hasn't been in. There's a lot of players that haven't been the same since Bielsa. Their bodies haven't held up to scrutiny, which is fair. The tactics haven't worked for them. I mean, Calvin got moulded into this position by Bielsa, solely by Bielsa. You know, a DM. He'd never played that before. He was more of an attacking midfielder, who, to be fair, before Bielsa come in, would have all seen go and been quite happy for him to go. I remember being at certain games and speaking to fans, and Ronaldo Vieira was the preferred option out of him and Phillips back in the day. But I've gone right houses a bit here, but for me, it works for Calvin. 100% it works for Calvin, and he will want the move. But for me, as a Leeds United fan, I don't think it works for us. But if the 49ers bring him in, I will back it, because I don't think the 49ers will get anything wrong this summer. There's too much riding on it. They're too good at the fucking job. They've got money. They've got the right people in the right places. So if they bring in Jamie Vardy, I'm not going to sulk. If they bring in Calvin Phillips, I'm going to get behind it. Whoever they bring in, I believe, is the right move, because they've not got much wrong. They haven't. The only one that hasn't really worked out with Jed Spence for me. The only one that really didn't work out. But when we signed him, we'd signed an absolute baller for the championship. Just didn't work out for whatever reasons off the field. So I think he doesn't come, but if he did, and a loan as well is a good word there. if we were to get him on loan, that would be way better than getting him for obviously a full deal. 100%. It'd have to be a loan if we got him for me. I wouldn't want to spend no money on him. That's a fact. But even wages and all that, it'd still be a lot of money. I think you go out there and you get someone who's more realistic that they're going to play more minutes. But the profile don't work for me, Stephen. Just don't work. I agree with your philosophy on Pido. But with the comments, he's got to be utilised in and around the box. Yeah, he has, Andy. He has. He'll have to adapt again, won't he? He'll have to adapt again, mate. He adapted this year. He improved this year to last year. Can he do it again at a higher level? Maybe not, but he's worth a crack. Piro's worth a crack at this level, just like Farke's worth a crack at this level. Unproven, though, is Piro. Farke's unproven in terms of successful. He hasn't proven himself to be a success in Premier League. A lot of these players, his question marks against Ampadu, Bogle, his question marks against loads, but it's exciting, isn't it? I remember going up with under Bielsa and Luke Ayling, and he wasn't far off an England call up at one point. These players, I'm excited to see how these players go, and they deserve the crack at it, don't they? So, yeah, I think he will. I think he'll do all right, mate. I really do. Seeing people today who wants to keep Byram standard much. Kilgallen, I do. I want to keep Byram, and that might frustrate a lot of people, but I want to keep him in and around the club. He don't demand minutes. He don't demand a massive wage. He's a really likable guy. He can cover multiple positions, left back and right back, obviously. Can drop into centre half if he needed, but he hasn't really done that in Championship. I wouldn't want him to do it in Premier League. But let's be fair, you're in Premier League, you get a couple of early FA Cup ties against, League One, Championship level. He can come in and play them. He can come on in games where you need to see a game out. I'd have him as third choice left back and right back every day a week in Prem. Because what's he bothering? Who's he bothering playing there? He ain't gonna be asked for being an arse. He's gonna be happy to be at Leeds in Prem. So for me, 100% I'd have him. But do we need improvements? Of course we do. But as a third choice, I don't see a downside to having Byram at the club. I just don't, for the amount of minutes he'll play. I will be predicting a few losses next season. Yeah, I never predict a loss. I'll have to see where it's at. I don't see how we can be going away to Anfield and be saying we're going to win though. Maybe it'll just be a draw every time. I don't think we'll win, mate. I hope Junior Firpo stays, Matty. He's been outstanding the last 2 seasons. I think he'll be better this time. He's a humble. Yeah, I think so, mate. It's mad because he comes across a very humble lad, but he did drive a bright pink Lamborghini, which is mental. But yeah, he actually comes across a really good guy, doesn't he? And I think the improvement under Farke, the confidence he has, just like Dan James, I think he will be a better Premier League player now than he ever has been. But he needs somebody at his level or beyond. Hopefully, bringing somebody else who's a really good caliber of player, who's a bit more defensive minded than attacking minded, like Firpo. If Firpo stays, he will not be able to be stood on penalty box in the opposition area when we've got the ball. He ain't going to be able to get up and down to catch the likes of Salah and Pete. He just ain't going to be able to do it with the caliber of player he'll be up against. He's going to have to be a bit more pragmatic. He ain't going to be able to look like a 9 and 10 like he has at this level. And I know we've got midfielders who will cover and drop in and help and stuff, but as left back has to be a little bit more notable of what's in and behind him as well, and going the other way. And for me, is he capable? I don't know, but I think he should have a crack at it. Most I say no to Phillips, but some say it's a no-brainer retaining back. Yeah, well, I think it is, mate. I think it is a no-brainer. He's proved his fitness for the last 2 years as well, though, hasn't he? As Byron, he's proved his fitness, and money-wise, it makes sense. I don't think Phillips money-wise will make sense, and I don't think he's proved his fitness for long enough. Mate, would you spend 200 million plus and take the points deduction? I'll play by that. I'll play by rules, Stephen. I'll play by rules. Just for the simple fact that I'm going to do that thing that all Leeds fans do and say we will only get a 2-point deduction or a 3-point deduction. I think they'll slap us up. That's my worry. They'll slap us up and they'll give us another reason to all mourn again, won't they? That we're hard done by, because let's be fair, we fucking are. So as much as if all they did was take say they take 1 win off us, say they take 3 points off us, and you break it by a decent amount, which gets you more quality and a couple of players extra in that are different, then those 3 points might not matter. So yeah, go do it. I just think they'll take more than 3 points off us. So I'd say no. I'd say stay clear, play by rules. As unfair as it is that other teams have not played by rules, they're not Leeds United. They can have what they want. Forest can be up top end of the table after doing all this shit. I haven't really asked Everton. I haven't really asked. They don't feel what we feel. For me, look at us. Look at Leeds United. We absolutely fucking love it. It's just, yeah, fuck it. I don't know what anybody else does. I just know that we'll get slapped up. If we break it by a couple of million, we'll lose enough points to relegate us for me. So it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Let's just give it a crack fairly. If we go down, we go down. We weren't good enough. We weren't good enough. That's why you've got to look at it. If we spend what we can spend, and it's not good enough within the rules, then we go down and we've got to go again, haven't we? But if we break it by a little bit and we get enough points to relegate us, I'll be fuming. Because let's just give it a crack. But yeah, it's just a flawed system at the minute. It's just shit. Yeah, I wouldn't break the rules. It's just not worth it, mate. It's just not worth it. Lisa, okay. I'll probably still forget. Hey, Blinky Fish. I mean, Lisa. I'd like Fairport to go out on a high, so I wish him well and hope he goes back to Spain. Yeah, I agree in terms of why I think, he may just go back to Spain. What a time it is to just to hang your hat over and go, yeah, I'm done at Leeds United, because he ain't going to top this. It's going to be difficult after this, and Premier League's going to be difficult. He may go back to the Fairport of old where he's struggling, fans on his back again, which he did have fans on his back, similar to Bamford at times. Got quite a bit of it, those early days. He just weren't at it. He weren't a Premier League player at that level. Now he's come down and he's got himself together. I think he is now. But yeah, I think for that reason, he could go. I hope he stays though. Bamford, Aronson, Gruev, Firpo, Voba, Mesley all need to go. We only get one chance at this. We've got a bit ruthless. Bamford, yes. Aronson, yes. Voba, yes. Melier, yes. Firpo and Gruev. I think Gruev could get sold potentially if a bid comes in. I think if anyone offers 12 to 15 million, I think they may sell Gruev. I can't argue with Firpo as well in terms of why you'd think he maybe shouldn't stick around. Just in my opinion, I would like to see him stay at Leeds. A little bit of sentiment in there, and I'm not bothered to admit that. You've got to be ruthless. You have. I think we'll be ruthless in areas, but I think Firpo deserves a crack if he chooses to stay. But I've just got a feeling he won't be here, if I'm honest. But yeah, majority of them I agree with anyway, pal. I don't want to see Paddy or Mez next season. Yeah, me neither, Lisa. Me neither. Bjorn, I heard someone mention about Byron being homegrown and would be smart to hold on to him. How many homegrown players do we have, and what are the Premier League rules on this? I think you've got Cairns all classes one, I think. Byron, and I don't know if any youthful players add to it. I'm not too sure on the actual numbers to that, pal, but I know you've got to have him in your squad, and Byron's just a no-brainer for money. You just do it for me. Yeah, potentially, Danny. Love Fairport to stay, but he can be playing left wing in the Prem. He can be playing. I mean, can't be. Going back to the Solomon signing, if you was him, why go back to Spurs, sit on the bench? He could stay in the same league and play. But yeah, Danny, 100% with Solomon. For me, if Spurs say to him, we're going to play you, then that's different, isn't it? As much as we can all laugh about Spurs being poor this season in the Premier League, they're in the Europa League final. You'd have to say, I'd expect Spurs to finish above Leeds next season. I would expect it. People might disagree, but I would expect Spurs to finish above Leeds next season. I'd expect Scum to finish above Leeds next season. As much as we can all laugh and joke with 6 points off Scum and all that, I hope we do. Can we get a point against these sides? Of course we can. Can we get a win? Of course we can. But I would expect both of them sides to be higher than 15th, 16th in the league and be higher than Leeds United next season, in my opinion. If you're Solomon and, like you say, you're going to be a squad player at Spurs, and then you're having sides like Everton, West Ham, Brentford. If he wants to stay in England coming in for you, you may as well stay at Leeds United. You know the fans love you. You know that the city. You know the missus likes it. You know the manager. You know the tactic. You know everything about the club because you've been here. There's not going to be much change other than just bringing more quality in. It's going to be similar this season in terms of what Farke will be asking. I think he knows the club now. If you ain't playing in Europe and you're just playing for a Premier League club, which is a massive, massive deal. Obviously, the Premier League pulls massive. Stay at Leeds United, sign for Leeds United, because we are the best of the rest, are we? Let's be fair. If you ain't in Europe, I understand a player not signing for Leeds United and signing for, a side in Europe. You can't argue with European football. We can't compete with that. We can't. Can't compete with money. Can't compete with what they're offering. We aren't there yet. Hopefully we are within that 5-year plan, but we ain't yet. But if he's going to end up playing for a side who ain't doing any of that, then Leeds are best side out that side. That Dovey, 100%. Clem, fans are saying we need to be ruthless. I don't think we are in a position to. We need good signings, but we are a small. Yeah, that's it. You've got to be ruthless. You have, but you've also got to be sensible and smart and look at you. I mean, I don't watch much of Lockie's stuff, to be fair. You know, there's that much content to watch. But it popped up today on my thing, and I give Lockie's video a watch. Anyone, you know, we know Lockie's a top guy. Lockie Leeds, go check out his video from. I think I did it today or yesterday, and he really highlights how threadbare our squad is. You know, he has them all. He has them all on the board, and he has them all highlighted in different colours. People he expects to be here, people who aren't currently here now and are gone. Some of these loan players don't think will be here. When you look at the actual squad, it's so threadbare. So he even touches on it. Yeah, he understands the whole ruthless side of things, but there is some players we just can't afford to lose, really. And he actually highlights Firpo as one of them, because if people are saying Bardham's not good enough, people are saying Firpo needs to not go. You know, that left-hand side, Voba is another one we're probably going to let go. You look at it and go, we're well short on centre-half. We're well short at left-back. No one at left-back, potentially, if they all go. Up front, if you sell Joseph, if you let Bamford go, you've just got Pido. Aronson, can he do it in Prem? You've got no one behind Aronson pushing. It's difficult. It's difficult. Very difficult. We are very threadbare. So you can only be ruthless as far as you can go, you know. And if we don't get big money for any players, if we don't actually sell a big asset, the rumour is 60 to 70 million. I think it's going to be 100 to 150, if I'm honest. But I've seen, you know, it could be 60, 70 million, depending on what we sell and bring in for PSR. You know, if you're going by that logic of being ruthless and you wanting to get rid of 7, 8, 9, 10 players, you know, how far does that money stretch to bring in 10 players? And we're already light. So if we were ruthless and got rid of 7 or 8, are we bringing 11 in? Where are we spending that sort of money? Bringing 11 players at what cost? Are they going to be quality? It's an hard one. I understand it. Like, no sentiment, be ruthless, but there is going to have to be a little bit of. They're going to have to be sensible in certain areas. Like for me, if Firpo would sign a new contract, you get him. If Byron would sign another contract and be a third choice player, get him signed up. You've got to have some numbers there in background. Suchik is a DM. Yeah, he's a DM. He's a box crashing 8, mate, as well. Though he can play higher up. He can get goals. He can play DM. He can play 6. He can play 8. Adam touched on it late at Leeds yesterday, saying that he could see him even playing a bit further forward than an 8. He'd get you goals. He's strong. He's physical. He's a great player, Suchek. I'd have him at DM. I'd have him in 8, pushing a bit more progressive. He can carry the ball. He can score goals. I'd have Suchek in a heartbeat. I'd love Suchek at Leeds United. I'd love him. James McAtee would be a great option as well. I've been linked with him on and off, haven't we, for a few years. Really like him. Is he available this time? I don't know. Calvin was ordinary before Bielsa, and he's ordinary again now, yeah. He had a couple of years where he won, and that was because the main man won it. Hero, Calvin Phillips has done nothing for Ipswich. We don't have time for sentiment and bringing him back. His moves like that, they'll get us relegated. Yeah, potentially, buddy. Potentially. 49's a shrewd businessman and will want to get it right. Knows Calvin Phillips, his time has been and gone, Mr. Bielsa. Yeah, I'm a Phillips into the play. Yeah, he did, mate, 100%. 100%. Sure. They brought Byron home and Ken, so Milner next. Yeah, I'd have Milner. I'd have Milner as a squad player. No doubt about that either. Aronson is our anomaly. He's not far off. If his shots aren't scuffed, they are usually straight at the keeper. His goals are mainly scrappy tappings. Yeah, they are. They are. He's someone I'd sell, you know, Aronson. He's done better than I thought he'd do though this season. Firpo will get cut by Prem wingers. He had numerous defensive lapses this season. He needs to leave on a high and return Spain. I think he does leave on a high and return Spain. I think that would be the sensible move for him. I also want to see him in Prem as an option for us. Hopefully, we go out and get another one, and he's in and around, and he'll play games, and he'll be on bench or whatever. But I'd like him to stick around because I really, really like Firpo, and I know like and sentiment and all that shit bullshit we talk about. I get it, but I'd like him to come play well, prove people like you were wrong, Hero. I really do, because I think I think he could be a really, really talented player in Prem. Palace are looking at him now. Evan, like all of a sudden now, Prem sides are looking at him. His stats back up how good he is. for Leeds United going up and down pitch is yeah, you have defensive lapses. Who doesn't? You know what I mean? He's got to do a hell of a lot for Leeds United in that position as a Championship club because he plays so high up. Yeah, he has still got to get back and be defensive solid as well. He ain't going to be great across the board, but he's been one of our better players for the last 2 seasons now. Like, it's not one good season, it's 2 seasons back to back. Can he go and emulate in Prem? Maybe not, but I'd like to see him try, and I'd like him to go show, comments like this here and prove people wrong like you, which I know if he stays and he proved you wrong, you'd admit it, you'd be happy, you'd want him to prove you wrong because it ultimately means he's doing well. But I also understand the chances are, the likelihood is he will get cooked. But I want to see him have a go. Chances are Farker doesn't last 38 games, but I want to see him have a go. Do I think Farker will still be there at the end of the season? I don't know. I really don't know. Do we have a bad run under the sacking? It happens, doesn't it? Fear of relegation. I can't call it. I cannot call it. But everyone that's got us up who's warranted a chance for how well they played this season, warranted a chance for next season. Firpo's one of them for me. But if he doesn't sign, he doesn't sign. If he don't want to stay, he don't want to stay. It's fine. I heard the other day Leeds might need to sell before spending on new big target scenes. Yeah, it's whack. It's because of all the PSR stuff, mate. Profit and sustainability. It's a lot of shite. Because we've got money we can spend. You're just not allowed to spend it based on profits and stuff. It's shite. If we spend 10 million over, they would fucking send us to non-league. That's the problem, Bjorn. As funny as that line sounds to read, mate, you're probably not far wrong with that. Paul Brennan, play by the rules. The FA and the league will shaft Leeds. Yeah, they will, mate. 100%. We're all on the same page with that, aren't we? We're all on the same page with that. Once upon a time, Calvin was competent centre forward until be able to change position. Mad, mate, mad. Harry Gray, yeah, homegrown. Premier League needs at least 8 homegrown players in the 25-man squad. Got to keep Byram then, haven't you? Got to keep Byram. Danny, my brain is wired differently to PSR accountants. It's awful, isn't it? I just want to be a football fan, and now you've got to talk about money and accountancy and all this shit. Everton Decore on a free would be a good signing. Yeah, it would. I want a strong physical player who can carry the ball, and he can do that. What I will say is, if we're not re-signing Rothwell, which I expect we're not now, we need someone who can set free kicks. We need to be a threat from set pieces. Having a player like Decore having a player like Beto, if we were to look there, I don't know. It looks like we're getting linked with physical players, which I think physicality is massive in Prem. I'm not too sure how physical we are, how dominant we are in certain positions. And I really think a good delivery of that ball obviously needs to be paramount as well. So if we ain't signing that sort of centre mid who can replace Rothwell, if we're signing Decore, he ain't going to be taking corners as in free kicks. Who can step up to that plate? Are we going to bring a left back in who can take him? We're going to have a new winger come in. Is Solomon going to become the designated set piece taker if we sign Solomon? It's going to be interesting to see. Is Gruev going to be starting? I don't see it. Does Tanaka do him? We haven't seen enough of that either. But we need someone who can take set pieces for people like maybe Decore if we sign him, or Beto, or whatever, physicality. Big, strong players we've got. We've seen Strout be good in air at times this season. Joe Rodon, it's not really his game in terms of attacking. Can he get more goals next season? I don't know. But what is a paramount is that delivery needs to be key. So in the current crop of players, who've we got who can do that? We've lost Rothwell. We've lost Solomon. Ramazani ain't too bad. Gruev ain't too bad, but consistently, I'm not too sure. Dan James sometimes take corners. We need to sign a set piece specialist, don't we? Which player are you into Leeds, Matty? Mine was Rod Wallace, then Alan Smith. They got you into Leeds. I remember like Tony Yeboah and stuff. Like, I remember Tony Yeboah's goals. That wowed me when I was about 7 or 8. Like I say, really those old lady days, mate. Decore, Batty, Viduka, all them lot. Really, that was the team that inspired me. Boya, I absolutely loved all that lot. But yeah, like Yeboah's goals when I was a kid, like they stood out. But a bit before my time in terms of watching every game and stuff. I was just a young'un, you know what I mean? But like Yeboah's goals caught my eye as a kid. I'm like, wow, I'll try to do them in garden and that, try to emulate those goals. Hit the like button and help out Matt. Yeah, thanks Bjorn, mate. Please stick a like on, please subscribe if you're new here. And if you want to become a member of the channel, which you get absolutely nothing for other than joining the best WhatsApp group in the world that's currently got, I think, about 6 or 7 of us on, which is really good crack. You can do that too, which helps the channel. Thank you very much. Richard Woodthorpe, the whole Prem system stinks. It's just made to make the top 6 stronger and make the new teams fail. Needs sorting out, but the Prem teams will not vote 100%. 100%. It's never going to happen. Never going to happen. It's a flawed system, and yeah, until they make change to rules, we're stuck with it. And like you say, to make change to rules, by all accounts, they've got to agree on it, and all other sides have got to sign off on it. Well, it's like you say, mate. Then why would they do that? Why would they do it? So yeah, it's just a flawed system. It's a shame. It's a shame. Some links in the channel, in the chat here. Passion for Leeds, Callum, Wilco White, Danny Rumsey. Please go check my mates' channels out. Hit the links if you haven't already, please. Yeah, there is Danny. LFC Passion in capital letters like my mate Callum does. I love this channel. Thanks, buddy. I love you. I love community I've got on this channel. It's class. It's class. It's yeah, it's class. you know how I feel about how I am on here, but like it's class. I don't know. It's just a mint community. You're right, Andy, mate. This channel is happy fan zone. No comments are toxic. Just a pleasant place to be. Humour can diffuse a barbed comment. Yeah, 100%. I don't think I've ever had to block anyone, or I haven't block anyone. Danny's moderator. He'd let me know if there were old major going on there. It doesn't happen on here. I don't know how. I've 2,300 subscribers, and I don't think I've had a knobhead slip through net yet, which is good. And like I say, opinions don't matter. You know, I've got Philip Anderson on here. I don't know if he's in tonight, and we clash now and again with certain stuff, don't we, Philip? You know, if you watch this back, but we were really respectful of each other, and sometimes we absolutely nail it on. We bang on with his opinions. Sometimes we agree. Sometimes we don't, and that's fine. I'm a good person, and so is Philip, and everybody in this chat, and everybody on my channel so far has been a good person. And whether we agree or not, it don't really matter, does it? It's opinions. But yeah, I'd say you're right with that, Andy. It don't feel like a toxic space at all. And I've been in chats. I watch a lot of channels, not as many as I used to, but I've watched everybody. And there is some toxic chats. There is 100% some toxic chats. But what I'll say is I'm not massive on cashing receipts and stuff either. You know, like I'm not massive for going back and saying, you said this, you said that. It's not really my style. We all say stuff, you know, like I've had it with Priestley when we had that poor run of draws, and he's come back and said, you know, I told you we'd be right. And I get that, but I always thought we'd go up. But in that moment, I weren't happy. And I'll say I wasn't happy, you know, and it were only on reflection. Now you can look back in hindsight and go, well, yeah, it were a cluster of draws. Who cares? But at that time, you know, let's be fair, if Sheffield United wouldn't have absolutely fallen off a cliff, it could have been tighter. You know, the fact that they lost, 3 on bounce against sides who were fucking mid-table and lower was scandalous. But it happened. Sunderland, before the one yesterday, lost 5 in a row from 4. It's mad. It can happen. But in my head, no one else were going to fuck it up, you see. They were all going to maintain. Like Burnley did. Burnley maintained. Sheffield United obviously fell away, so I was panicking about us because I just didn't see them falling away. And the most likelihood was Leeds were going to fall away. So we do clash from time to time, me and Priestley. He's like a brother to me. But it's always about being respectful. I like banter. I can take the piss out myself as well, which I think is quite a good thing. You know, I used to take myself, I never took myself seriously, but I used to like one bad comment out of 100 good comments, you know, 99 good comments, one bad comment would bother me. Now I see past it. Don't bother me now. So I can, you know, when you can have a laugh and a joke about yourself, I feel like I've created a space now where everyone knows, you know, we can banter, we can have a laugh. But ultimately, I'm a good person, and that sort of spread through the subscribers and the friends I've made on this channel now. And yeah, it's a brilliant space, man. I love it. Absolutely love it. And like other week when I had a bit of a rough day, didn't I? And I was driving home and I just sort of put my day out there and I was feeling it moment. And you all put your arm around me basically, didn't you? And said, we've got you, man, and it was class. And that only comes from having good people, you know, in this space. And I know now if I'm having a wobble, if I aren't feeling too well, I can open up on here. And I think that just creates that bond between myself and you guys, and that just spreads through, doesn't it? It's class, man. Fucking love it. LAFC Passion, Sean Longstaff will be a brilliant signing. Some people won't agree with that. Callum, we've spoken in the members WhatsApp chat today. I'd be all over Sean Longstaff if money were right. 50k a week, he's valued at 18 million. I think that's too much. 50k a week's all right for an established midfielder in Premier League. I don't mind his wage. I think 18 million is too much. But say we want to sell Gruev for 13, 14 million, which someone were looking at last year with Dortmund for about 12, and we kept hold of him. You can sell him now as a Premier League player, 15 million. If you can get Longstaff for 15 million coming the way, someone who's played 30 games for Newcastle this season, played over 100 games in Premier League for Newcastle, a side that are knocking on the door of Europe every year and getting in Europe. Longstaff would be an upgrade, I think, on Gruev. That's how you've got to look at it. In my opinion, Longstaff would be an upgrade on Gruev. Would it be an upgrade on Rothwell? I would say so. Different kind of player, though. But I think Longstaff, because he ain't a fancy name, is just a steady Eddie. I think he'd be great for us. I really do. I think he's a decent player. But yeah, do I want better? Of course I do. Of course I do. Evening, Matty. Pissed as a fart, but hey ho. Love it, Lee. Love it. You know me, I had a big jam literally drinking Pepsi Max at the minute. I should have been drinking today. My son's team got beat 8-1. Oh my God, 8-1. Fuming. Should have been on drink then. Probably finish this stream now, long. Not quite yet. Not yet. You know me. When I get to the back end of the chat, we'll call it a day. But I was expecting a lot more silly questions coming in tonight, but it's been quite tame. I went up for all. You know what? The funny thing was, you know that thumbnail where I'm holding Brad up, right? Honestly, man, I'll show you, man. I haven't asked at all. So I took a fair few pictures, yeah. Of what's right. Look at this one. I even took this one. Look, I even had myself wearing a bra. You know what I mean? Just for crack. I haven't bothered. But then I decided against it, but then showed you anyway. So it is what it is. But yeah. How many of these YouTubers do you see showing themselves with a bra on? Anyway. That should make me relatable, but I don't know how many of you guys in chat do stuff like that. Eh? Probably not many. Sure, my man. You just joined us. What's that tune? Joe keeps playing on his channel lately. I'll have to check that out, mate. Eddie Gray got me into Leeds in the 70s. Yes, I am that old. Stephen Underwood. Love it though, mate. The memories you've got, mate. It's class. You're just a normal fan, mate. No agenda like the rest of us. We want what's best for the club. 100%, mate. Yeah. Yeah, top guy, Lee, man. Always support him, buddy. Thank you. Andrew Rowe, don't be on Joe's channel, so no clue. Oh, really? Love his channel too, sisters. Yeah, you do, mate. You're always in on on chat, mate. Always supporting. Usually, at first one to pop up on my comments, which I really appreciate, mate. Your presence is definitely not ignored, mate. I really appreciate you being on there. I've only blocked one person for bringing up politics. Yeah, you did, mate. And that's fine. It's fine by me, buddy. Yeah, no politics. Leeds is my escape from life. Yeah, I mean, politics in my bag, to be fair. It is some people's, which is fine. But when it comes to stuff within football, and we sort of know what's happened this year or started to creep in, and then we always say let football do the talking. And you know, in terms of the person we're on about, boy, did he let the football do the talking. He didn't half. I moved from Leeds in 1973. At 10 years old, right next to the training ground with the 49ers, been waiting for a long time. Good channel. Oh, wow, Slim Wood. Thank you, mate. Thanks for that, buddy. Good quality to have if you can laugh at yours. So yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah, that's it. I can, mate. I can. Evening, all MOT. Hey up, John. Hope you well. After Swansea, I was very, very empty. Lol. Think we all. Yeah, that's it. When you look back now, it doesn't seem that drastic, does it? Because you've seen what Sheffield United have done and Sunderland have done, you know, losing multiple games back to back. But at that time at Swansea, Sheffield United hadn't gone on that run yet, and I didn't see it happening. But you're right with that, mate. I felt well empty at that point. I thought we were done. Especially beyond, you know, I don't think you were there. I might be wrong, but I was in Ellen Road, and to concede a 95th minute equaliser, it felt like we were falling apart again. The song kicks up, Leeds are falling apart, and it felt like it. That moment was what a really low moment this season. Luckily, we were able to turn it back round. It really was. You know, go to QPR, I think, next after that and get another draw. What I think that we're right. And then we kick on after that. But yeah, it was a low moment, that, mate. I will send you pics later, Danny. When Beckford scored, a small section of the fans started seeing Jermaine Beckford scored a great goal. Class, man. That's class. Yeah, you went to the game over in Ireland, didn't you, today? That's class, mate. And Jam, buddy, how's the free ply working out? Well, it's working out all right. I've tested it today. It's all right, is that? I don't know about the missus because she's a goddess, like I say, she don't poo, so I aren't too sure if she's tried it yet, but don't stop having them. They'll be on left anyway. I got 4 rolls with my kids. They'll be gone anyway, but she'll already be on properly good stuff. She went in on bargains today, what missus, yeah. So actually, I hadn't even checked really, but she said I didn't want to do shopping with all kids today because I had my daughter as well from Durham. So I had me, Alice, and 3 of them. So I said, can't one of us just go shopping? I'll take kids to the park, or give me a list and I'll do shopping, hoping I could just take kids to the park. She said yes. I dropped her at shopping, but I dropped her at Home Bargains first, and she walked over to Tesco and Garth, if anyone knows it. She went to Home Bargains first, yeah. Then went to Tesco. Then after about an hour of being back home, I was like, so what did you get from Home Bargains? And she went, oh, I don't know how I did it. I spent £90. What did you go in for? She said, bleach. You had a go at me a day ago for buying toilet roll, what, £2.19, granted, for the quality of it. And you bought bleach, yeah? You've gone in for bleach. And you spent 90 quid. Honestly, how do they do it? Any ladies out there on here, what do you do in B&M and Home Bargains that cost 90 quid? Like, yeah, she obviously just didn't buy bleach, but she goes in there for bleach, or she'll go in there for the toilet roll, the 14 PLY, like the good stuff, the quality stuff. And then she comes out with bag after bag of just every item's like a quid or 2 quid, but there's 50 of them. Do you know what I mean? There's like 100 quid's worth. And it's all novelty stuff, or just, I don't know why she does it. And then she went and spent 200 quid at shopping. So it's like 300 quid, for 290 quid gone on food shopping this week. And you're like, and then guess what we did tonight? Had a fucking Chinese. Who does that? Who does that? I haven't got that much money. Spend food like for a week, and then we go have a Chinese tonight. Like, fucking hell, honestly. Home Bargains and China. I'm bankrupt now after an Home Bargains trip and a Chinese. Mental. Andy Rowe. Honestly, I don't half go off on a tangent, do I? Please stick a like on. Please subscribe if you don't mind listening to people moaning about Home Bargains, B&M, and Chinese. I like Jack City Leeds. He has a character within called Angry Mad Gav. It's hilarious when Gav comes out. You know what it is, Andy? Obviously, I've spoken to him as well, winning group chats and that for Creator Cup and that, and I've actually had him do opinions to go on my channel. I've been on Final Word with him and stuff, and I watch him from time to time. I've never seen the Angry Gav thing, bring the badger over and all that, but I don't think I've ever seen this Angry Gav character, ever. I mean, what's he do? What's crack with it? I've heard loads of people mention it, but I don't think I've ever watched him for like a full show. Does it happen every show? Does it happen now and again? But I don't know what he does. But what I will say is I've got him on my Spotify, and I love some of his tunes. I think he's got some really, really good music. Really, really good music. How's the toilet paper situation? It's a sore subject, mate. Didn't even say that. It's a sore subject. Is that toilet roll, pal? Apparently, it went all right for me. But I work on building sites, so I use a lot worse. Class that. It's a sore subject. Funny. English Premier League outright 25-26. Leeds. Yeah, let's do a Leicester. You know me, Lee, mate. I try. I'm just a fool. 1970s were the best ever seen. Yeah, I can only imagine how good it must be to be supporting Leeds and following around country and in Europe, just knowing we're the biggest and the best. It's class, man. Bob Young, what do you do for a job, mate? Or is this full time? No, Bob, this is not full time, nor will it ever be full time. Yeah, I'll be totally transparent with you, me. So obviously the channel is monetized now. I have memberships on the channel. The WhatsApp group, if you want to join. I'll be honest with you, I haven't put my details into drawing money out. So I've been going 7 months now. I think I don't know if it's because I swear in some videos, and when I do match vlogs, there's music, match on together. So I mean, I've had videos before where it's made like £3, and I've had to share that with Leeds United because of the copyright of marching on together being played over time. Like, that's no shit. It actually shows me like I actually split it with Leeds United, which is mad. But I haven't took any money out. I think I've got £220 sat in the YouTube account, which I'm just letting build up. One day I'll put my details in and draw it out and spend it on kids, or maybe buy some more equipment. But just totally transparent. I think each video I do might make £1 or £2 if it does 1,000 views. I don't know if it's stuff I can do to change that, because I used to hear £10-15 for every 1,000 views. That's a lie. I think I make about £14 a week. I do like 7 videos a week, so about £2 a video on average. But like I say, I don't do it for money. It doesn't interest me. I've never really had a pot to piss in. I've had long-term relationships. I've come out of them. I've walked away with a carrier bag with my clothes in it. I've never had money. Don't know what it's like to have money. Don't interest me. If it ever become full time, then I don't know what's happened. It's a madness. I would never leave a job, I don't think, to do all like this. What I will say is the dream would be if it ever becomes somewhat what earned, a few £100 a month or whatever, or where I could drop a day at work to be with family a bit more, I'd do that. That'd be nice if I could. You get away working 4 days, because chances are with me, just the way I've been in my life, I'd probably be working till I drop. You know what I mean? I'm one of them. I'm a grafter. I don't think too far in front, which will probably be my downfall. I sort of try and live in the moment. But yeah, in terms of full time, no, mate. I'm a telecoms engineer, fibre splicer. Done that since I was 18 years old. Used to work at Matalan when I was 16. Did that for 2 years. Matalan, I used to get told off all the time for sitting down at fitting room. All I'm doing is passing someone an hanger with how many items I've got. I don't need to stand up for that. Yeah, but it doesn't look professional. I work at Matalan. I'm 16. I've got blonde flashes in my hair. I've got a diamond earring in, and I'm off out today with clothes on that looks like a moth's eating them. Like, who cares? I'm off to Majestics tonight at 17-year-old. I'm probably going to get kicked out and try and get in through jumping jacks. If I get kicked out there, I'm going to try Bondi Beach. If I get kicked out there, I'm going to go cry because all my mates look older because I've all got a beard. Did I think I'd get to 38 and still not be able to grow a beard? Did I fuck? That's my life. That's how it is. So, oh my God, I'm an idiot. But yeah, that's just me in a nutshell, innit? An idiot. But yeah, like I say, I aren't really bothered. I aren't driven by money at all. So that's why I'll always be quite relatable. I think, the guys who do this and get paid good money for it can earn a living out of it. I smashed it out of park and done it for numerous years. Fair play to them. I'm so, like, Joe's now a friend. I'm so proud of Joe. Followed him all the way through lockdown. I'm so proud of what his channel is now and the fact he can do it as a living and be around his family more. That's probably all the thing. You look at it and think, I asked about money and stuff, but to do it full time and be at home with your kids and stuff, that must be phenomenal. But it's not something I've ever even give it a thought. So I don't think it'll ever happen for me. I aren't really bothered if it doesn't. There's too many people, I think, doing it now for anyone else to break into that bracket. But I'll just keep being me, and as long as I'm enjoying it, I'll keep doing it. That's how I sort of see it, man. I think Gruev's defensive qualities will be more valuable in the Premier League. I think he's a good option from the bench. He got voted Bulgaria's best player. He's got 20 casts. Yeah, I love Gruev. I'm a big Gruev fan. I just wouldn't be surprised if he was someone we let go. Wouldn't surprise me, but I really do like him. Matty's models bras as a full-time job. We will see how good a person you are when we lose the first 4 games and Priestley's happy. Oh, yeah, Richard. That'll be it. The mask will slip and I'll just go out in a full war with Priestley and end up ripping his head off. And I'll be like, ooh, Matty's not a nice guy. I say that, Priestley probably chin me. Tell you what, me and Priestley once fell out at school, right? Been my best mate since I was like 10. Loved him, right? Once I can't remember what it was about. Once I actually had a fallout at high school and it got physical, but not really. But we had a bit of a scuffle, and he turned around, and as I was sort of grabbing him from behind, he threw. I think a can of Vimto. He said it slipped out of his hand because it was already open. He actually threw a can of Vimto at me and cut above my eye open there. We're both going to get expelled because we were basically like brothers. We just sort of shook it and said, "Oh, but we'd be obviously no that since." But he actually cut my eye up with I think it was Vimto, which I don't think Priestley's eaten or drank anything with fruit in it since that day. He'll kill me for saying that. But yeah, split my eye open with some Vimto. Matty, why do you shop in Garforth when you live in Cass and support for it? Danny, don't, mate, because people start believing that shit. You know, bed. Leeds through and through, you know that. Oh, I hate that old Cass link, mate. I hate that I live in Cass when I'm a Leeds fan. Here's what anyone lives in Cass, it's great, it's fine. I've got some good friends now around here, but yeah, I'm Leeds. Free play in 70s had to use new paper or corn hooks. Home bargains and B&M are traps. We have no clue how we do it. Aisha, honestly, every chuffing time, we'll be in Tesco, it'll be like, oh, you want the bleach, love? She'll be like, oh, I ain't paying £3.50 for that. It's £3.10 in home bargains. So to save 40p, we'll go spend 95 quid. Where's the logic? I don't know. But it's there, apparently. But heaven forbid I buy 3-ply toilet roll from round corner. From corner shop, honestly. Interesting fact, toilet rolls are more expensive at Christmas time. They tend to be quality rolls. to show off to the staying guests. Is that right, mate? Is that a fact? That's class, that. I give the kids one ply and go into a story about when I was their age. I used tree bark. Love that, mate. Love that's class. Funny. Honestly, we're a funny lot of us Leeds fans, aren't we? Yeah, I saw a picture today, mate. I mean, I've heard Jers tall, Sean. But I've heard you're short. Is that right? How tall would you say Jer is? Is he like 6'2", like me? Is he taller than that? Or is he just standard like? But you're really short. What's crack? Cause it was a bit of a difference there, Sean. I won't lie. Looked like you had a good day, mate. Anyway, looked like you met some absolute legends there. So, dead jealous you had that. Well, I mean, was that on your doorstep, that, buddy, or did you have to travel quite far for that, Sean? Obviously, you're in Ireland, but I don't know how far. Is it Bray? Is from where you live? But yeah, well played on getting there today, class man. Go into Jack's archives. It's there. And it's not rehearsed. It's not rehearsed. All off the cuff. We want Jack to bring him out on Joe's, but he's too shy. Yeah, he's quite shy with stuff like that. Anyway, he shouldn't be. He's really creative, isn't he? Really creative. Bjorn, I will become a member on Monday, Matty, when I get it. It's up to you, Bjorn, mate. I don't ever pressure anyone. If it's something you want to do, then brilliant. If you don't, I won't think no else, mate. But yeah, if you do, brilliant. And if anyone becomes a member, just check the membership part. There's my phone number's in there. You can only see it when you become a member. Message me on WhatsApp and I'll add you into the group. And there's me, Wilco White, Adam from Late Night Leeds, Priestley's obviously in there. We've got Sean Ely in there. I've got Robbo, got a few. We've got Callum in there. Got a few in there, and it's just every day. Mike, we're just chatting every day. It's just good banter, football related, unfootball related, anything going on. Headspace is right. We're all chatting in there all the time. It's a really nice inner community outside this as well. It's going really well. If you want to be part of that, Bjorn, make sure you hit me a message. But don't worry about it if you don't. It's fine, buddy. But thank you. You're in the same league as Joe, Jared, and Voldemort. They make a living. Don't sell yourself short. Cheers, mate. Yeah, like I say, I ain't in it for that, and I'm sure they weren't at once upon a time. But nah, man, it's fine, man. It's fine. But thanks for that, Andy, man. I appreciate that. You're always in chat, mate. It's class. Thank you. When and if I get big enough to get super chats and memberships, I won't be putting them on. I'm not there for that. Nah, that's fine, buddy. That's fine. I mean, memberships, you know how awkward I felt about memberships. Just sort of felt like the next step to put them on. But as you know, I mean, I did Late Night Leeds yesterday, and I watched that one back because I enjoyed the show. Sometimes I don't watch them back now, but we drive today. It doesn't pick daughter up. I used to watch my early ones back, and I used to think I'll stop watching them. I watch yesterday's back. If I ever watch a show back, it'll be Late Night Leeds because I really enjoyed being with them too. I watched it back, and I don't think I mentioned like or subscribe more than once in an hour and a half. So you know me, I don't push it that much. You have got to say you have got to do it because some people don't think to bang a like on sometimes. I know my regulars do, but I don't really know how much it helps to say the algorithm and that. I don't understand none of it. But yeah, you know me, man. I'm bloody see-through. It's just the way I am. You have a genuine vibe about your matter, and you have the right attitude to see where the channel takes you. That's it. Everyone's got a ceiling. If my ceiling's high, it's high, and I'll reach it. If it's not, if you'd have told me I was going to have 500 subs by the end of the season, I'd have beat your hand off. Because 500 subscribers is enough of an audience to give me that lift when I need it, to share my passion with, the highs, the lows. The fact I've got 2,300 is incredible. The fact that I get 50 to 100 people in between that on a live is incredible to me. Absolutely insane. Like, it's a madness. So I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for being here with me and supporting me. And yeah, it's the best thing I've ever done, to be fair. It's the best thing I've ever done. If you're playing in Creator Cup and playing against Priestley, just shoot. And I work for Starbucks Property Acquisitions. Previously, 25 years with Ladbrokes, traded at Ellen Road for 4 years during the early. Oh, wow, Bob. Oh, some CV, that, buddy. Just 6'4". Towers me then, same as my nephew. Healy, did you pass the height restriction or did you have to pay the kids to get in? Oh, yeah, man. Joe looks about 6'5" and I am 5'5" lol. I travelled about an hour and a half to Bros. It was quite a way then for you, buddy. It looks class. I can't wait to see footage. Joe's got a bit of footage. I think all of these bros have shot some bits as well. I can't yeah, I can't wait to see all that. I mean, what was score, Sean? Who scored? Beckford scored. Who won? Did Leeds win? What score? I've not heard no, or is it top secret until we see footage and stuff that the content creators will be banging out there? I got out quickly. Danny, smash a like and subscribe. Please get Matty up the algorithm. Cheers, Danny, mate. Thank you, buddy. YI is a good boozer. Danny, I want 200 subs. I'll be happiest man ever. I'm 31 away. Yeah, let's get Danny to 200 subs. I think he's 31 away. Got Sean at Wilco White's, who was about 15 or 20 away. Yeah, what I'll say is, whenever you get close to a big number, when you're doing something like this, yeah, you look at a number and you're like, oh, I can't wait to hit that number. And then you know what happens? You hit that number and it's just another number. No changes. But what you've got to remember is each sub is actually a person. So you can get carried away with numbers, can't you? You just see a number on a screen going up. But I genuinely know, like when I go on, if I go on my YouTube studio and I'll refresh it a couple of times a day, see what comments are in. If I've got time to reply, or I'll designate like half an hour to sit down and get through them all a couple of days later, sometimes depending how busy I've been. But like, you refresh it and I see it go up by a number, and I know that's physically is a person who's actually subscribed. They've obviously watched something, they've liked it, and they've clicked subscribe, and that means loads. So, you know, don't get too hyped up at numbers. Whether it's 199 or 200, it's still a person. It's still 199 people. One more is brilliant, but then you'll want 300, then you want 400. So that's I got carried away with numbers a little bit a few months back, and it really messed with my mental health and made me feel a bit shitty about doing it. I felt like I was always chasing a number I was never going to wait and feel. It's like when you're losing weight, you're never going to be happy. You're always going to want more, aren't you? So as soon as I sort of settled down on that and just took it for what it was, that I've got people, you know, loyal people who watch me no matter what. And now I used to get bothered when I went live and other people were live. And then there were a few times I were live when there were like Joe Blackburn or Evie or Joe, and I still had 30, 40 people watching, you know, and it was like that when I sort of felt like I've created something that's worthwhile, that I had people still watching when there were people who were better and bigger than me and more popular than me, and there were still people watching this. One point I wouldn't have gone live. I hated it. You know, I'd put a live up and it'd be there all day, then Joe would pop up with a live at the same time and I'd be like, oh my God. But then as soon as you start doing it and more people are watching you, even though these other people live, it gives me so much confidence, and that's really helped. I love it. Some of those super chats Joe gets are big numbers. The downside, YouTube. Yeah, I don't understand it all. That's what I mean. I don't understand the take a percentage. I thought it was 20%. I might be wrong with that. And then you've got to pay taxes. That's why I'm just not bothered with any of it at the minute. It's sort of just in there building up for a rainy day, which I could do without, to be fair, because I'm skint. But I had to buy a car yesterday, which I only buy bangers for work. It cost me 800 quid through a family friend. I got quite lucky with it, but yeah, and you know what it is? I spoke to Joe at length. Obviously, he's a friend of mine now. We've spoken. I spoke to other people, and reading every comment out affects people giving you super chats. I don't fucking care. I don't care. I've been told by numerous people, don't read every chat out. And there'll come a day, I didn't think it'd ever come, but there will come a day where I can't read every comment. I mean, I've been on 2 hours now. Look at this, 2 hours. I've also been told by people who know what they're doing that going on for over 50 minutes is detrimental to getting views. Someone will see this and go, I can't watch that because it's 2 hours long. I get that. This being a 2 hours long video will affect people tonight, tomorrow, day after watching this, because there's no point. If I can't watch it all, I won't watch it. And I know that. I spoke to Mike, who's a member who watches this all the time, and sometimes I'll see a video and he can't dedicate to it. Who's got 2 hours to watch this apart from us now? But you know what this channel is? When it's like this, it's all about the live feel, really. Anyone else that watches it, I love you to bits, I do. But like, it is the live feel. I will not go offline while ever there's still a comment to read. I won't do it. You know, I'm 4 minutes off now, 5 minutes now because I'm waffling on again, but I won't go offline until I've read the comments. I can't read them when I've got guests on. I can't read them on Late Night Leeds. I flag them up, and you know that. You know, it's so difficult to do, and I struggle. But when it's me and chat, I will not leave the stream until I've got through the chats. It's just how I am. And the fact that I bring every chat up means I don't get a few quid from people. I aren't bothered because I don't do it for that reason. So I'll just keep doing what I want to do, man. Anyone who gives me advice, I'm grateful of it, really. And there's people out there who know what they're doing better than me, but it is what it is, man. Any subscribers, join the membership. The WhatsApp group is always lit. Yeah, it's a good WhatsApp group, and it got a good mix of people in there too, Sean, which I wouldn't expect anything else from you lot. Jordan on Leeds Bros. I thought, yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that hopefully tomorrow. Almost 5-3 to the other team. Beckford, Palmer, and Ben Parks are class, man. Class. I hope there was someone recording the game. I want to see that. I start a channel, but no fucker would understand me Yorkshire accent, lol. Is it really broad? I may hope you're well, there, Brookie, mate. I'm good, buddy. I'm good. What are you doing still up at 2 minutes past 12? Get to bed, lad. Keep it real as you've done and it will work for you here 100%. Yeah, Swamp Dog, thanks for that, mate. And whatever, you know what it is? It is working, isn't it? It's not even a case of it will work, it is working. Like, whatever. If this is it, man, how lucky am I? Like, how lucky am I? I get to have a laugh. I get to speak to, 3 years ago, I couldn't leave my house to do all other than work. You know what I mean? I didn't even speak to Priestley just over 3 years ago when I were in my wobble. I didn't speak to anybody. Like, not even my mum, nobody. Just our lass and people at work. And now look at me. I'm on here talking to 50, 60, 70, 80 people 4 or 5 nights a week. How fucking good's that? Look at the friends I've made. Like, it's mint. I've already made it. Man. Love it. I can be like that with biscuits. I'll have 6. That's all okay. 12 biscuits. Okay, I need more biscuits. Damn, I've had too many biscuits. Yeah, I still want more biscuits. Oh, I love a good biscuit, mate. Garibaldi. Your likes to views, the highest ratio I've seen. Yeah, I think, again, they say 10%-ish. So if you get 100 likes, 4,000 views is about right. And I think I'm usually around 10%. Mate, thanks for picking up on that. But I know in terms of the metrics that people do say, I remember speaking to Joe early days, me and only Leeds Bros. I had a chat with us and I sort of just let everyone know me. I haven't bothered, but the metrics sort of are if you're around 1,000 subs after 12 months, you're doing really well. That's what sort of like what I got told when I was on like 300 subs. And obviously I'm 7 months in and I'm at 2.3k. So I know I'm very, very lucky, and I know Joe Wayman gave me a massive leg up by I was on his final word for maybe 15 or 16 in a row at one point early doors in season. He really helped me out with that. So I got a leg up. And then since I don't go on it much now. I don't really put myself about on other shows. I'm not too bothered. I like doing my own thing to be fair, and it's working. But yeah, something's going well, man. Something's going well. Andy Romati, Beard Meats Food has 5 million WoW subscribers, but he has a YouTube channel, Breaking Beard, with only 60k subscribers. He's a Leeds lad. Is it? He's not, and he don't do no Leeds content either, buddy. Are you saying that because he's got a beard? You're trying to make me feel bad. What car you get, Matty? A Fiat $500 seat? Oh, honestly, it's I got a Citroen C3, right? So it's a bit of a weird circumstance. So I needed a new car, and honestly, I aren't bothered about. You understand? I aren't bothered about materialistic stuff. I'm not. Cars don't bother me. Never been into cars. Not into watches. I don't wear jewelry other than my wedding ring. I'm just not bothered about materialistic stuff at all. As long as I've got a roof over me, I think kids are all right. You know, I really want to be able to take my kids away on abroad and holiday, and that's not really that money. Could have gone last few years. That's been down to Jonah, with his autism and not trusting us abroad with him to keep him safe while we're abroad. So, but Theo, he hasn't been abroad, his twin, and he really wants to go on a plane. So that's my biggie. I really want to do that for my family. So I'm hoping I can sort that out next year and we'll just do it. Otherwise, we're leaving it longer and longer. Kids will be left home by the time we know it, and I'll press pause on that and not done it like an idiot for fear, giving it to fear. But the car, mate, is just a Citroen C3. So a friend at family, Gillian, my mum's best friend, I've known her since I was a baby. Her uncle died 12 months ago. So it's been sat on the drive, and his wife, so Gillian's auntie, has had this car on a drive, but she don't drive. And the neighbour's just been using it to go shopping to Tesco and back with her, but now she just wants it gone. So it's done 47,000 miles and it's 15-year-old. And I got it for 800 quid. It's being turned over every couple of days and driven to shops and back, which it might not be great. It's not ideal for a work car. It's a bit too small. I can't put a roof rack on it and all that shit. But I've had no car for 6 weeks. I had about 1,300 quid to the side. Try to build it up. I haven't seen note for that. I literally buy a car. It lasts me 12 months. I get another one. I put about 40,000 miles on a car every year. Don't tell me insurance because I tell them I do 25. But I do about 40,000 mile a year for work. So I ain't buying a brand new car. I'm not getting one on finance. I'm not messing around doing all because the cars get battered when they come at me. I can't, they come to graveyard. So an 800 quid car that's only done 47,000 mile, I'll take my chances. So I'm buzzing. I've finally got one, but ideally it's not what I need. It's petrol as well, but it's all right. But it's going to cost me a little bit more petrol. But I insured it today. It came down. My insurance come down by about 12 quid a month, which isn't much, but I was surprised at that. But yeah, it is what it is. I prefer a live. I couldn't watch a long pre-record. Lives are great. Yeah, Andy, I'm all about lives, really. It's my favourite thing to do. Some channels now, get away with getting loads of views for doing a 15-minute pre-record. I struggle with pre-records. I struggle with them. I need to bounce off a chat, me. I'm no good at this, really. I'm just good at talking to someone, and that's with chat. If I didn't have chat, probably wouldn't be worth watching. Did Priestley pick up on it when you weren't right 3 years ago? He messaged me, don't get me wrong, because he weren't getting messages off me. But I just said I was all right. But yeah, I mean, he won't break my door down or all like that. But yeah, he knew I weren't right. But I just told everybody I was all right. And I was just busy. Although I wasn't busy at all. Busy in my own head. No ideas on my views to like ratio. Hello. Paul Brennan, Matt, you do a cracking show. I'm not all in the whole time, but when I am, it's a good listen, and other fans' views are always worth a listen. Respect, brother. Keep fighting, man. I love that, man. I love how you say a lot at the end of it. Keep fighting too, because we all do, don't we, buddy? We all do. I don't think there was someone videoing the full match. Snodgrass played in the first half and played some decent balls. Quality. Beckford, Mr. Penno, by the way, hit the lot. I bet he was fuming with that. So competitive, isn't it? Joe is in a class of his own. Yeah, he's banging. He's really best thing. What Joe's good at as well. He's just real. He's raw. His emotions unrivaled. But the community is developed there, and the people he's brought through. How many channels do you know of because of the Joe's friends and Joe's brought them through? You know what I mean? I'm not saying there wouldn't have been good channels anyway, but everyone he has on his channel, he's made the space so much greater. It might not be everyone's cup of tea. There might be people in here who don't even watch Joe. I don't know, but if you don't, go check him out. I'm sure you all know who Joe is. I don't think you'd watch me if you didn't know Joe. Yeah, he's made the space brilliant for me. Matt, you need to put adverts in. We can skip them after 5 seconds. Yeah, Andy, to be fair, that worries me to say that because they are actually in. They are in. I mean, maybe not on a live. I know, like on other people's lives, they are. I don't know how to do that. But they are in when you watch them back. They're in on. This will have adverts in tomorrow. Probably have about fucking 14, considering I've gone on for those. This is my longest ever live. This. He like Mr. Incredible in his car in the first movie. That Citroen C3, honestly, it's like watching me getting a Mr. Bean's car. It's mad. But if you're self-employed, your car should be tax deductible. Yeah, I mean, I've got an accountant who sorts all that out for me, mate, to be fair. Get my receipts and stuff like that. But I just asked about cars. I just go cheap, and it does me. I just don't need to be getting too good when I put that sort of mileage on it, pal. But my accountant sorts all that out anyway. But yeah, I do a hell of a lot of driving, buddy. I much prefer lives. I find it hard to watch pre-records. Yeah, I answer asked what I watch as long as it's good content, live or not. Well, I've caught up with chats. Russ, loved your reaction to my question. Wilder or Lamps to replace Farker? I had to do it, mate. Love you, bro. I love you, man. Love you. I just got a shout out my mate as well. So I've got a lad called Joshua. I don't know if he's watching now. I don't know if he's still watching, but he don't comment. I don't think he knows how to log in, but just so you know, Joshua, I love you a bit. So I think you're a sound lad. He's 21-year-old. Struck up a bit of a friendship with me on Facebook. He's got autism. So speaking to him, it makes me think of how my lad Jonah might be when he's older. Really, really nice lad. We voice note each other on the daily, and he really wants to come on the show. So I'm going to be doing a subscriber show next week, sometime through the week. I hate saying subscriber show. I don't know what else to call it. Friend show, I don't know. But I call it a subscriber show anyway. And I think what I'm going to do is the members I've got are going to be on there with me. Because I know Sean Healy wants to come on, and so I'll do a bit of a member show. I'll never do any content that's just members based, because I don't think anyone should ever pay for extra content. It's not for me. If you want to be a member, that's it. But have a WhatsApp group. We'll have a crack and support channel by all means. But I aren't ever gonna do anything that you've got to pay to watch extra. But the we'll do a subscriber show, but like I say, I probably have Sean Healy, might have Callum in there on it with me, and then bring people in individually. But Joshua is dying to come on, and he will be on it, and I can't wait to get his opinions. He's such a likable young man. And yeah, just want to shout you out, Josh, if you're still watching. If you're watching tomorrow, you're a top lad. Yeah, and you make me smile, buddy, when you message me, man. It's class. Does your accountant watch your channel because he's got the receipts? I hope not, mate. I hope not. We had the whole pub embracing and Wilder's a wanker. Too right, man. I love that. If Farker is Satmai and Jesse and Heckingbottom, who you having? Heckingbottom. I'll answer that one. Heckingbottom. Anyone bar thingy, mate. Jesse. I'll come on the subscriber show if you do it, mate. Been a while since I've been on. Yeah, too right, Russ. Too right. Who's your favourite Leeds player of all time, Mai? Probably Olivier Decor, mate. I know it sounds random because everyone will be coming up with bigger names than that, but Olivier Decor is my personal favourite. I loved him as a kid. I think anything you like as a kid, not that nostalgia always bring you back, you know, like I love food as a kid and look at me now. Oof. Make cakes used to get like sponge at school with pink custard. Fucking pink custard. You can buy that. Honestly, I've never bought that since I was a kid. To be fair, I might have to go get some strawberry custard or whatever it is, or pink food dye for some custard. But yeah, cake and custard at school were class, wasn't it? Don't eat that now. Should do. Russ, I hardly get invited anymore. I think I've upset him, mate. You're definitely not invited. Definitely not upset me, mate. Definitely not upset me, buddy. Anyone but Jesse, Danny. 100%. Chocolate sponge and pink custard. There you go. Lisa, I think it is. Yeah, man. Love it. The court is class. He was. I don't know if he still is. Oh, anyways, I think we're going to leave it at that. I'll get through the last few chats before everyone starts saying goodbye. But yeah, it's almost... I've been going on that long. It's almost Tuesday. Matt, if you had to sign one, Rothwell or Solomon on a permanent basis... Solomon, because he's a Premier League player, and I don't know if Rothwell is, and we need a winger. If Rothwell's not going to... Solomon's not going to sign, and I think Solomon is cheaper than what we may have to spend elsewhere. So I'd get Solomon, and Rothwell, we go upgrade. We go bring another midfielder in, mate, and we upgrade on Rothwell for me, personally. And I love Rothwell. Would I be asked if we signed him? No, I'll be happy with it because I love Rothwell too. And I think he's been one of his better players this season. And he's been one of the surprises of the season, Rothwell. I don't think many people thought he'd play many minutes with the injuries he had to. But Solomon over Rothwell, Ross, he's got to be. I had a cookie and a milkshake at school on a Friday. Remember glass bottles with blue straws? You used to have to sit there with your legs crossed. I could never cross my legs, mate, because I'm a chubby chaser. I couldn't chase anyone. I was just chubby. Yeah. Chafing away. Night, buddy. Great show. Cheers, Robbo. I'll speak to you tomorrow, I'm sure. Lime custard. My favourite plays were your Bower and Boyer. Bellers and belters. Bob Young, Matt, you're a class act. If you're ever mentioned where I'd love to buy your pint or 6. Don't know about 6, mate. How many ones after 2? Yeah, 2 right. I'll let you know if I'm ever that way, buddy. I haven't been a mention for a while, to be honest. But appreciate that, Bob. Thank you, man. Good night, everyone. Good listen. Thanks, Matty. You're welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Boja. Boy, I'm not even reading that out, buddy. Not too far from Danny Boy. Jam Roly Poly. Yeah. Arctic Roll. Remember that? Don't sign Beto. Big caliper. Here he goes again with that. Top show, mate. I dipped in and out, mate. I had a few calls. No worries, Russ. Thanks for dipping in and out. It's fine. Does that mean because you dipped in and out? Does that mean you were at least a double dipper tonight? Were you a double dipper, Russ? Are you a double dipper, Russ? The airport is Danny. Right, guys, gonna leave it at that. Thanks so much for tuning in, watching it. 2 hours, 18 minutes seeing my Muppet face. You must be crazy. It's now Sunday. Enjoy your Sunday. I'll be back, I think, Tuesday for a subscriber show, including a couple of members as well. So that'll be good fun. I don't think I'll be back before then. Maybe with a couple of silly TikToks involved. We'll see. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Honestly, love you all. Absolute class act, a lot of you, man. Take care. Have a good week. Rest at weekend with your family. And I'll see you all soon, man. Thank you.